Prescott Badger football is on the air. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Olson's for Healthy Animals, where good enough just isn't. Arizona Seamless Gutters, quality people, products, and service you can trust. Blind Brothers Arizona, offering premier window treatments in northern Arizona since 1979. Prescott True Value, locally owned and operated since 1982. So much more than a hardware store. Prescott Badger football is also brought to you by the Prescott Unified School District, the Badgers' biggest fans, every child, every day. The City of Prescott, offering beautiful lakes, hiking trails, and recreational parks. We're everyone's hometown. And the Yavapai County Food Bank, making a difference in Yavapai County since 1992. Now, for the call of tonight's game, here's KYCA's John Rust.
As I said, the final home game of the season, regular season, I should say, between Prescott and Coconino. And Kelly, kind of like we heard on the morning report today with Coach Collette, Coconino will probably be the best team Prescott faces this season. Those are the words of Coach Cody Collette, and he says that because when you look at Coconino, yeah, they're 5-3, but you know what? 14 points separate them from being 8-0 instead of 5-3.
And two of those games, they were ahead at the half. Like to Bradshaw, they were ahead 20-7 at the half, and ended up losing 27-20 to Bradshaw several weeks ago. Now, I would expect Coach Collette to say those kinds of words. He probably said that to his team to get them inspired, to get them motivated, and let them know that the game is 0-0 at the start of the game. But I don't think, for example, I don't think Coconino's better than Northwest Christian. Mm-hmm. So I can understand why he would say that, but I'm not sure that Coconino is the best team that the Badgers have faced this season. I mean, look at Thunderbird. Mm-hmm. So, that's coach speak.
Coach speak to motivate his guys. And, I mean, you go back, and honestly, Coconino, well, so far, they haven't had much luck against Tri-City area teams. Just a few weeks ago, they took on Bradshaw Mountain. They actually led Bradshaw, I think, 20-7 at halftime. And what happened? Well, Coach Bob Young worked his magic. Yep. His players rallied. They beat him 27-20. The capper on that one, Trenton Bunkers, the final 30 seconds of that game, snags an interception in the end zone to seal the deal. Still, Kelly, a lot of good players on this Coconino team, led by their quarterback. That is number 7, Colton Buckingham. 1,491 receiving yards this season, 13 touchdowns, coming off a pretty good game against Mingus last week. Threw for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. Has a lot of really good targets to throw to, including Noble Young Black Goat, who's actually a very good two-way player. Not only is he good catching the ball, guy one of the top tacklers on the Panthers roster with 54 this season.
The Coconino offensively is actually more balanced in their offensive attack than Bradshaw was. Right now, going into this game, Coconino has passed for 1,491 yards, and their quarterback, Buckingham, has passed for all of those. Rushing-wise, they've rushed for 1,219 yards. So there's about a 260 yard difference between passing and rushing. The Badger secondary is going to be tested tonight. Now, the Badgers, on the other hand, have 1,490 yards passing and 1,450 yards rushing. So the Badgers really have a good balanced attack. But it's going to be interesting to see if the Badgers can play defensively as well as they have the last couple weeks against Bradshaw and Flagstaff. The Badgers will win the game. But what happens during the game is a whole different story. You just never know.
I think what's most impressive about this Badger defense, they're without one of their top guys, Gunnar Parra, gone for the season with a shoulder injury. But even without him in the lineup, this defense still firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and what the absence of Parra does is it limits your depth on the defensive line. And he was a good rusher, pass rusher. So hopefully, apparently the Badgers kind of made up for it last week. Let's see if they can make up for it again tonight.
All right, well, along with me and Kelly Cordes talking about the game tonight, we're going to hear from a Prescott player on the other side of this break. I've got Kenny Miller-Terry, one of Prescott's defensive backs. He's going to give us his thoughts on tonight's matchup between Prescott and Coconino. So we'll take a 30-second break here on our pregame show. We'll be back with that interview with Kenny Miller-Terry right after this.
Savings are in full view with great discounts on our American-made blinds and shutters here at Blind Brothers Arizona. Hi, this is Jeremy, and if your window treatments are in need of an upgrade, then now is the time to shop with us during our 45th anniversary sale. Save on Hunter Douglas and Lafayette product lines with a variety of blinds, shutters, and custom fabrics. Whether you've been with us since the beginning or just moved to town, we invite you to celebrate this milestone with us. Book a free consultation today and visit blindbrothersaz.com.
I'm here tonight with Prescott defensive back KMT, Kenny Miller-Terry. Kenny, glad to have you here on the pregame show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So, Kenny, tonight, big one coming up against Coconino. Your thoughts, what do you expect out of the Panthers?
It should be a battle like every year. We're just going to play hard, hopefully get the win tonight. Go out there and do our best.
What do you feel are going to be some of the keys to trying to get the win over Coconino tonight?
They're a run-heavy team, so hopefully on defense we can get those stops. Offense, let them do their thing. Just go out there and do good.
All right, well, Kenny, I want to thank you very much for joining us here on the pregame show. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
National anthem performed here by the Pride of Prescott Marching Band, John Rust, along with Kelly Cordes. And a big thank you going out to Kenny Miller-Terry for joining us on our pregame show, giving his thoughts on tonight's contest. By the way, we got more interviews coming up for you later on in this broadcast. Our senior spotlight tonight will be with Luke Mason, wide receiver for the Badgers. Also a special halftime interview. I've gone through all the fall sports teams here at Prescott High School, and winter sports hasn't started. So what I did, I went over to Yavapai College, got with their men's basketball team, and talked to a pair of Badger alums, Kelly, and that is Andrew Lyon, and of course, one of the top basketball players to come out of Prescott High School, none other than Jason Parent, both of them now Rough Riders.
Yeah, I'm really glad to see some local players on the Yavapai teams. And we've had some Yavapai teams in the past that haven't had a whole lot of local people on them. And I think especially, our athletic program here at Prescott High School is on the up and up. Mm-hmm. And we have some people coming up through the ranks that can go on and certainly at least play junior college sports. Mm-hmm. And Jason Parent and I forget the
Andrew Lyon.
they are examples of what I'm talking about.
That's right. Well, folks, we're just about ready to get going with tonight's game. And what's the weather going to be like? Well, while the Tri-City area could see rain over the weekend, we won't be seeing it here tonight. We expect clear skies with very light breeze for Prescott's first game of November. However, it will be chilly. The current temperature here in Prescott, Arizona right now, as the Badgers come out onto the field wearing their yellow jerseys and blue uniforms. Current temperature right now, 51 degrees. And by the time this game is over, it's expected to fall to 45 degrees. But if you're home watching or listening to this game, you probably don't care because you're in a warm house, probably sipping on hot cocoa or coffee or tea, Earl Grey, hot. Yes, I just showed my, just showed off the Trekkie side of my personality.
John, we need to mention that with the Badger victory tonight, it will be the first region football title in 12 years.
Oh, boy.
The last time we won a region title here was 2012. And so, and you know, over the past several years, we've been very close. And with a victory tonight, the Badgers will win the region, go to Mingus next week, should win at Mingus. And if that happens, the Badgers will host a first-round playoff game.
And they're already in a position to host a first-round playoff game. As you look at the state PowerPoint rankings, Prescott sitting at number 7. The top 8 teams will host a first-round playoff game. In fact, one of the Badgers' opponents from this year, Thunderbird, they're sitting at number 8. Another opponent from this season for the Badgers, Northwest Christian, they're at number 6. Meanwhile, Bradshaw Mountain, they're number 12 in PowerPoints. Coconino, they are number 13. And on the outside looking in right now, Flagstaff at number 18. Flagstaff, of course, losing to Bradshaw Mountain last night.
My prediction is that the Grand Canyon region will get 3 teams into the state playoffs. The Badgers, obviously the Bears from Bradshaw, and the Panthers from Coconino. I think both Coconino and Bradshaw, they're sitting at 12 and 13. They'll get in.
Yeah. The only question is, where will they be in the PowerPoint rankings? What number will they hold? What seed will they be when they reach the playoffs? Well, the captain's out on the field right now as we're just a few minutes away from kickoff here. Final regular season home game of the year for Prescott. Their seniors were honored before the game. And before we get going with this game, well, it's time for the song dedication for tonight's game. And the one I'm going with is The Fire of Joy by New Age musician Ed Van Fleet. If there is one thing that will fire up the Badgers on this chilly night, it's the joy of getting a win and possibly locking up the Grand Can Region Championship. And yes, Mr. Metalhead here actually likes some New Age music. Hey, Ed Van Fleet, piano, synthesizers, choir, sounds of nature all blended into songs. Good stuff, man.
Hey, and I want to say this. Obviously, if the Badgers win tonight, you know, Uriah Tonette, major factor in the Badgers winning the Grand Canyon region last year in basketball, probably will win another region title this year in basketball, and then about to win a region title in football.
Well, here's the other thing. Uriah Tonette, the last 2 seasons in basketball, has been named the Grand Canyon Region Overall Player of the Year. And Kelly, the way he is playing this year, not just a quarterback, but just on all aspects of the game, it would not surprise me if Uriah Tonette is one of those rare high school athletes who will be a Region Player of the Year in 2 different sports.
And I will tell you that has never happened in the history of Prescott High School sports. Never happened.
I know that happened over at Bradshaw Mountain a few years ago. In fact, well, it was the late Gunnar Bundrick, who left us way too soon. He was a Region Player of the Year in the same season in both football and baseball.
But that's never happened with a person here at Prescott High School.
Which kind of blows my mind when you think of some of the really great multi-sport athletes who've come through this school.
Yeah.
So the Badgers will receive the kickoff. Josiah Peoples, one of the guys in the back, ready to return the kick. I believe the other one is Johan Gunderman. And kicking for Coconino is number 14, Jose Miguel Villanueva. And you are listening to Badger Football here on the news, 1490 AM, 103.5 FM, KYCA, Prescott, Arizona, USA, where our time is 7 o'clock on the dot.
Yeah, that is Johan Gunderman, the other person back to receive the kickoff with Josiah Peoples.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kelly, I think after watching the game film last week, Coconino, they are keeping a very, very sharp eye out on Johan Gunderman. At the start of the second half in last week's game with Bradshaw Mountain, Gunderman returned a kick 98 yards for a score. I think the strategy is just keep it as far away from Gunderman as possible on the kickoffs.
Well, I was talking to Coach Benetton during the week. He says, why did they even kick to him?
You know, on our morning report today on KYCA, I mentioned Gunderman's kick return for a TD to Coach Collette, and Collette said, well, he was there on the sidelines, and when Gunderman got to the 25-yard line, the Badger 25-yard line, Collette said, I just said he was gone.
Yeah.
He was at the 25-yard line, and I knew he was gone.
And I wish I could go back and review the play because he got a couple really good blocks on that return.
Villanueva with the kick, and we are underway as that ball will be caught in the end zone by Gunderman. Well, they did kick it to Gunderman, Kelly, but doesn't matter. It's in the end zone, so Badgers automatically will start at the 20-yard line.
So hopefully, over the past several weeks, John, the Badgers have kind of started slow. And we actually went into the half the last two games tied. And they really turned it on in the second half. Maybe they can just march right down the field right now and score right off the start.
Well, the Badgers kind of in a wing T formation here. Uriah Tenet in the gun. He's going to keep the ball himself. He looks. He throws downfield to Gunderman, and Gunderman looking for a pass interference call as number 22, Dylan Collado, was kind of all over Gunderman. That might be like borderline pass interference there, Kelly.
Well, I just want you to know that pass interference in football and holding in football is like what is a foul in basketball.
Tenet from the gun again, receivers to either side. Badgers moving left to right across your radio dial or your screen, depending on how you're following us tonight. Adam Lloyd backing up. And actually, Tenet kind of switching things around. Now Cooper Kassoon coming out to the near side. So the Badgers have two receivers out there. And they give us to Adam Lloyd. Lloyd with a nice cut. And he gets up to the 25-yard line before he's sandwiched between a couple of Coconino players.
Ran an off-tackle play, John, to the right. Picked up 7 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 3 at the Badger 27.
Max Estrella, one of the guys from Coconino, in on that tackle. Uriah Tenet coming into this contest with 1,463 passing yards this season and 14 touchdowns. Again, Adam Lloyd up the middle. Looks like Lloyd got up to the 30-yard line. That should be good enough for a Badger first down.
Yeah, they're marking the ball right at the 30-yard line, and that is a first down. 1st and 10 Badgers at their own 30.
Couple good runs there by Adam Lloyd. Lloyd having a good season this year. Lloyd almost 600 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns. Also good on defense this year, too, with 63 tackles coming into tonight's game. Trips out to the far side for the Badgers. Tenet again from the gun. Peoples in motion. Tenet going to roll to his left. Now he's going to take off, and he gets hung up between a couple of guys, still on his feet. And Tenet almost hauled down to the ground, now falls to the ground. It looks like that was number 9, Ethan Jeffs, who got a hand on Uriah Tenet, made him lose his balance, and Tenet dropped about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's going to bring up 2nd down and 14. The ball sitting at the Badger 26 right now. He actually had gained a few yards, and then trying to cut back, he actually lost some yards, lost 4 yards on the play.
Now Tenet under center. He keeps the ball. Has plenty of time. Can't find anyone to throw to. Now under pressure. Now Tenet going to run himself, and Tenet caught at about the 26-yard line and dropped. And I believe that was number 9, Ethan Jeffs of Coconino, who caught up to Tanet. Looks like Tanet just got up to the line of scrimmage before he was caught by Jeffs.
The Coconino defensive front did a good job in containing Uriah that time, and Uriah was only able to gain 1 yard. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 13 from the Badger 27.
Trips out to the far side for Prescott. 9:25 left to go in the first quarter. No score between Prescott and Coco. Tanet running, still running, makes the throw down the sidelines. Almost intercepted by Coconino. That was number 4, Asher Young, who got a hand on it. Another incomplete pass. And that's all she wrote for the Badgers on this drive. They will punt the ball away.
Yeah, the pass was intended for 49 Cooper Cassoon. Again, you have to give kudos to the Coconino defensive front, really containing Uriah Tanet on that play, and the Badgers are in punt formation.
Dylan Collado set up to return the punt for the Panthers. Gunderman gets it off. And, it's dropped and recovered by the Badgers. Collado had the ball in his hands, and it just fell through his hands onto the ground. And I want to say that might have been Wyatt Pierce who recovered that ball for Prescott.
I think you're right. The ball just the Coconino return man started to catch it on his own 45-yard line, and the ball just went right through his hands.
So it's almost like the Badgers just continue their drive, kind of picking up where they left off.
Badgers 1st and 10 at the Coconino 48.
So a new lease on life for the Badger offense here. Uriah Tanet from the gun. Lloyd behind him. He gives to Lloyd. Lloyd goes up the middle. Lloyd gets a nice push from the line, and Lloyd passed the 45-yard line before he's finally stopped. Number 9, Ethan Jeffs, one of the guys in on the tackle there for Coco.
Just again running an off-tackle play, gain of 3. Badgers will have it 2nd down and 7 at the Coconino 45.
Lloyd again standing behind Uriah Tanet. Tanet running to the left, pitches it over to Lloyd. Lloyd with a nice sweep, and Lloyd gets the 1st down and run out of bounds into the Coconino sidelines.
Ran the option play. Tanet pitching it to Lloyd, going around the left end. 1st and 10 Badgers at the Coconino 35. The good old option play. You know what a fan I am of the option.
8:27 left to go in the first quarter. No score. Tanet rolling to his right. Now hurls that ball toward the end zone and put a little too much spicy brown mustard on that one. Intended for Josiah Peoples, but that ball landed probably a good 15 yards away from Peoples and way out of bounds.
Uriah just actually overthrew him, and he was open in the back of the end zone. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10, again at the Coconino 35.
Cooper Cassoon and Eli Allen flanking Uriah Tanet. Adam Lloyd behind him. And the give is to Lloyd. Lloyd bulls his way forward and does pick up some positive yardage there. Dylan Collado, one of the guys in on the tackle there for the Panthers.
Picked up 2 yards, John. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 at the Coconino 33.
8 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Scoreless game between Prescott and Coconino. Peoples in motion. Tanet goes to his right. He's going to keep the ball himself. He finds a gap. Tanet still on his feet, and Tanet brought down near the 20-yard line. And that will be plenty good enough for a 1st down for the Badgers.
Uriah on a rollout to his right, looking downfield, couldn't really see anybody open, and so he decided to run it himself and picks up the first down.
Uriah Tennett, 529 rushing yards coming into tonight's contest.
Ball sitting on the Coconino 22-yard line, 1st and 10.
Tennett hands off the ball to Isaac Brazino, and Cool Breeze gets over the 20-yard line. Gain of about, let's say about 3 on that one, Kelly.
Yeah, they're gonna mark the ball at the 19. So it's going to be 2nd down and 7.
.650 to go in the first stanza. Luke Mason going out to the far side. Tennett fakes the give, running up the left side. Now makes the turn, avoids a tackle, gets to the 10-yard line and run out of bounds. Oh, and Tennett, as he got out of bounds, got upended by a Coconino player. Yellow Hanky came out there, and Kelly, looks like that is definitely going to be a personal foul there on Coco.
Yeah, Uriah Tennett running the ball around left in, went out of bounds on his own, by the way, at about the 7-yard line, and then he was hit out of bounds about 5 yards out of bounds. So it's going to be half the distance to the goal. Going to be probably 1st and goal on about the 3.5.
Oh boy, oh boy. Coconino doing Prescott a lot of favors here. First with a fumble on the punt, and now with that big personal foul. Tennett gives the ball to the running back into the end zone. Oh! The ball is out of the running back's hand, but he was already down.
The referee is saying he was down. As you know, the ground cannot cause a fumble in football. So it is a touchdown.
And unfortunately, I couldn't pick up the number on who got that touchdown for Prescott.
I think it was Adam Lloyd.
Adam Lloyd?
Yeah.
So Adam Lloyd just has to run a couple of yards and picks up a touchdown there for Prescott. Kick by Johan Gunderman is good. So with 6:33 left to go in the first quarter, Adam Lloyd gets the Badgers on the board with a rushing touchdown. Prescott 7, Coconino nothing. Let's take a 30-second break here on our broadcast. We'll be back right after this.
I'm Missy Townsend, Prescott High School Athletic Director. Prescott Unified School District is the place for you. We offer year-round opportunities for student athletes with our full lineup of fall, winter, and spring sports. Our certified and experienced coaches work with our student athletes to compete at the region and state levels. Whether it's in our intramural sports at Granite Mountain, taking part in one of the 6 sports programs at Mile High Middle School, or finding your place in one of the 19 different programs at Prescott High School, we want to see you be part of our tradition of excellence. Once a Badger, always a Badger.
And we just confirmed with the press box up here that, yes, indeed, it was Adam Lloyd who got that rushing touchdown for Prescott. 4-yard rushing touchdown for Lloyd. And that is his 7th rushing TD of the season. As Johan Gunderman, he does what Johan Gunderman always does on the kickoff. He puts it into the end zone, and the Panthers will start from their own 20-yard line. I feel like a broken record saying that every week, Kelly.
Well, I said that the Badgers need to go down and score right off the bat, and kind of in a weird way they did.
Yeah. It was almost like that was really their first drive of the game, because on the punt, Coconino fumbled the ball. The Badgers got it back. It was almost like that first drive never really ended for Prescott.
Yeah. Obviously, Coconino did what they did not want to do, and that is have a turnover on the very first possession.
Well, now for the first time, Coconino's offense on the field, and it's their quarterback, number 7, Colton Buckingham, who keeps the ball himself.
Fake to the running back, tried to run off tackle, picked up about 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Panthers on their own 24.
Colton Buckingham, 1,491 passing yards this year for the Panthers. Trips out to the near side for Coconino. And he's going to keep the ball himself. He runs up the middle, and he gets knocked down by a couple of Badgers. Looks like one of them is number 53 for Prescott. That is Frankie Halmy.
The first guy to make contact for the Badgers was Adam Lloyd. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. The Panther quarterback did pick up about 4 yards on the play. 3rd down and 2, ball sitting at the Coconino 28.
5:17 left to go in the first quarter. 7-zip Badgers on top. Buckingham pitches that one to Ramirez. Ramirez taking a sweep, gets taken out at the legs by number 1, Uriah Tenet. Tenacious T showing what he can do on defense for the Badgers.
Yeah, the option play from Buckingham to Ramirez was successful in picking up the first down. Uriah Tenet had to come all the way from his safety position to make the tackle. 1st and 10, Panthers at their own 34.
2 receivers out to the far side for Coconino. Buckingham from the gun. Ramirez behind him. He's going to give the ball to Ramirez. Ramirez shoots up the middle. Has a nice gap up there. Finally taken down right around the 37-yard line. Looks like Brody Hanna, one of the guys in on the tackle there.
2-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. Actually picked up 3 yards. So it's going to be 2nd down and 7 at the Coconino 37.
Noble Young Black Goat and Asher Young out to the far side for the Panthers. Buckingham drops back under pressure, going to keep it himself, has a little bit of room there, and swarmed by Prescott. Brody Hanna, one of the guys in on the tackle there, along with Cooper Cassoon. And also picking up some scraps there was the sophomore Blake McGlory.
Going to be 3rd down and 5. Ball sitting at the Coconino 39. The quarterback, Buckingham, for the Panthers was forced out of the pocket. That was a good pass rush by the defensive front for the Badgers.
Again, Noble Young Black Goat, Asher Young out to the far side for the Panthers. Buckingham in the gun. He's got Ramirez next to him. Buckingham steps back a couple. Now under pressure. He escapes. Cooper Cassoon in pursuit. He throws the ball just to avoid the sack. And that's going to bounce out of bounds at the Coconino sidelines. Some great pass rushing there by the Badgers, Kelly.
Again, on that series, the Badgers continually forced the Panther quarterback out of the pocket. And that time, the Panther quarterback, he just threw the ball out of bounds to throw it away. So it'll bring up 4th down and 5. Ball sitting at the Panther 39-yard line. And Mr. Tenet is waiting to receive the football.
3:05 left to go here in the first quarter. Badgers up 7-0. And there's the punt by Coconino. Tenet races over, catches it at the 15-yard line. Now makes a cut, finds a gap, and that gap closes up for Tenet as he is dropped at about the 28-yard line. Looks like that was number 3, Noble Young Black Goat, who made the tackle on Tenacious T.
Yeah, he caught the ball at about the 18-yard line and advanced the ball up about almost 10 yards on the return. It'll be 1st and 10 Badgers. Ball sitting at the Badger 28-yard line.
By the way, folks, tonight's game is sponsored in part by Badger alum Steve Blair, owner of Blind Brothers Arizona, offering premier window treatments in northern Arizona since 1979. And Adam Lloyd with the ball, makes a big cut to the near side, still on his feet now, run out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Adam Lloyd with a lot of room there along the sidelines, picked up big yardage for the Badgers.
John, he had a lot of room because the Badger line just on the right side just nailed the defensive front for Coconino. You're right, he had all kinds of room to run. 1st and 10 Badgers at their 43.
Tenet from the gun, Lloyd behind him. The give is to Lloyd. This time Lloyd goes up the middle, and Lloyd bulls his way through the middle. Finally dropped near the 50-yard line. Tackle made by number 30, Tyler Hallfast.
Pick-up of 5. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5. The ball sitting at the Badger 48.
And nope, Tenet fakes the give, keeps the ball himself. Now makes a cut to the 50-yard line. Tenet still on his feet and finally dragged down past the 40-yard line. Big first down pickup there for Uriah Tenet and the Badgers.
All the way down to the Coconino 38 where it'll be 1st and 10. I have to give kudos to right now to the Badger offensive line. They are absolutely winning the line of scrimmage.
And that was a big key because Coconino, they also have a great line this year. A minute 39 left to go here in the first quarter. Prescott up 7-0. Eli Allen moving over to the near side. Tenet going to his right. Now going to keep the ball himself. Has a big gap. Takes off. Tenet at the 20-yard line and hauled down at about the 23-yard line.
They're going to mark the ball down at the 23 where it'll be 1st and 10 Badgers.
Well, hey, we had a penalty on the play. I didn't even see a flag come out, Kelly.
I didn't either. The officials are talking about it right now.
I wonder if that might be holding. I don't, like I said, I don't know. I never saw where the flag was thrown. So officials talking it over. While they're talking it over, let's remind you that tonight's game is sponsored by Prescott True Value, locally owned and operated since 1982. There's so much more than a hardware store.
We have not seen a signal yet.
I think we're about to see what the penalty is. Ooh.
I almost think that's an illegal substitution. Oh, it's a personal foul. I guess it's a personal foul penalty. It's a 15-yard penalty. The ball is being marked all the way down to the Coconino 7-yard line where it'll be 1st and goal Badgers.
And for the second time tonight, a Coconino penalty puts Prescott right at the doorstep of the end zone. $1:21 left to go here in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Prescott, and they have a really good chance to double that lead. Uriah Tenet from the gun, Adam Lloyd next to him. Allen in motion. The give is to Lloyd. Lloyd breaks through the middle and gets up to about the 2-yard line before he's finally dumped to the ground.
So it'll be 2nd down and goal. We're going to see, yeah, it's right at the 2-yard line. You have good eyes, John.
Well, thanks. Tenet gives the ball to Lloyd again. Lloyd going to the right side, and Lloyd runs into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the night. Adam Lloyd makes it a 13-0 lead for Prescott.
This game could not have started any better for the Badgers, John.
Well, Kelly, you mentioned how the last couple of weeks the Badgers have gotten off to slow starts in the first quarter. I don't think we can say this is a slow start for Prescott tonight.
This is not a slow start.
Gunderman with the kick, and Gunderman, as usual, puts it through the uprights. 48 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and the Badgers have come out. Well, they've punched Coconino right in the nose, 14-0. It's a blue and gold lead. We'll take a 30-second break on our broadcast of Prescott football, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Did you know that Prescott True Value has a new department with its own building? That's right, Last Chance Clearance Center is now open in the historic gas station adjacent to Prescott True Value. A one-of-a-kind bargain center with everything 50% to 90% off. That's right, everything is at least 50% off all the way to 90% off. Last Chance Clearance Center is open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 9 to 5. Stop in and check out all the amazing bargains right next door to Prescott True Value at 826 Miller Valley Road in Prescott.
And we are back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust Kelly Court is with you as Johan Gunderman, well, as he usually does, kicks the ball into the end zone. Coconino will start their own 20-yard line, but Adam Lloyd putting on a show here tonight, Kelly. 2 rushing touchdowns for him to give the Badgers the 14-0 lead.
Yeah, and again, like I was saying earlier on that Badger 2nd touchdown drive, I'm telling you, the Badger offensive line is winning the day.
Now we'll see what Coconino can do here to try to punch through and drive deeper down the field. Colton Buckingham back out on the field. He has trips out to the far side. And he's going to hand off to Ramirez. Ramirez finds a nice gap through the middle. Now takes off at the 30-yard line. At the 35-yard line. Hauled out of bounds by, looks like, Adam Lloyd. Great run there by Fernando Ramirez.
Pickup of about 17 yards on the play. The ball has been set down by the referee right at the Coconino 37-yard line, 1st and 10 Panthers.
Fernando Ramirez came into this contest with 877 rushing yards this season. Again, trips out to the far side for Coconino. Buckingham pitches that one to Ramirez. Ramirez drops the ball, gets piled on. I think Ramirez fell on the ball before either Cooper Cassoon or Wyatt Pierce could get a hold of it. And actually, that will bring the clock down to 0. The horn sounds, and that will do it for the first quarter of action here at Bill Shepherd Field. Our score, Prescott 14, Coconino nothing. And we'll take a break here on our 30-second break here on our broadcast of Prescott football. We'll be back with more after this.
Hello, friends. This is Travis Dent. When it comes to protecting your gutters from those pesky pine needles that never seem to land anywhere but inside your gutters, making a mess, make the wise choice, Arizona Seamless Gutters. We have the fix that will last a lifetime. Needle Guard. Never let a loved one get on a ladder and clean your gutters again. Let our family take care of that. Arizona Seamless Gutters. Locally owned and operated since 1981. Call us today, 928-778-1818 for a free estimate. Arizona Seamless Gutters. When it pours, we rain.
Oh boy, Kelly. Coconino almost ended the first quarter by giving the ball away for a second time tonight. Good job by Fernando Ramirez to fall on that ball and deny Prescott a second fumble recovery in this contest.
Yeah, Buckingham, the quarterback, pitched the ball to Ramirez, the running back, going around left end. And Ramirez didn't handle the pitch, and he fumbled it. And it's a loss of about 7 yards. And so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 17, the ball at the Coconino 30-yard line.
Buckingham with the throw, and there's the catch made by one of the Coconino receivers. Looks like that's number 9, and that is Ethan Jeffs. And Jeffs with a good catch and some good forward progress, and that gives Coco the first down.
Ethan Jeffs, a tight end, just went out into the flat on the right side, and there was no Badger that followed him, and he was wide open. Advanced the ball all the way down to right at midfield. Coconino 1st and 10 at the 50.
Ethan Jeffs with 9 catches for 301 yards and 6 touchdowns. Jeffs may not get the ball a whole lot, but when he does, he makes the most of it. Oh, boy! And Ramirez going toward the 50-yard line and just gets absolutely hammered by the Badger D. And I think he might have been knocked back for a loss. We'll see where they spot the ball.
The first person to make contact to Ramirez was number 33 for the Badgers, Wyatt Pierce.
Oh, wait a minute. Actually, they're saying that it was a false start for Coconino, but Prescott is declining the penalty, and it looks like Ramirez might have got up to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 now for Prescott.
Pretty amazing on a false start that they didn't blow it dead as the play was developing, but they didn't. So anyway, 2nd and 10, right at sitting right at midfield.
2 receivers to either side now for Coconino. Buckingham in the gun. Ramirez behind him. He gives the ball to Ramirez. Ramirez makes a turn to the left side, trying to find forward progress. He makes the turn, goes down the sidelines, and gets crashed into by one of the Prescott defenders. But it looks like that's going to be good enough for a Coconino first down. Good run there by Fernando Ramirez, who's coming off a 133 rushing yard performance with 3 touchdowns last week in that win over Mingus.
Yeah, the quarterback Buckingham immediately pitched the ball to the running back Ramirez, and he went around left end and picked up 11 yards. 1st and 10, Coconino at the Badger 39.
Again, 2 receivers to either side for the Panthers, as they're trying to erase the goose egg on their side of the scoreboard. Buckingham with the throw, and there's the catch by Noble, young black goat, who takes it up to the 25-yard line before he's finally stopped, and that is going to be good enough for a Panther first down.
Right at the 24-yard line, and Johan Gunderman in covering on the play, it looks like he might have twisted his ankle a little bit, but as I had a number of coaches tell me, with an ankle injury, if you can walk, you can play.
Trips out to the far side now for the Panthers. Buckingham going to run it himself. Now he pitches it over to Ramirez. Ramirez down the sideline, run out of bounds at the 10-yard line. And it looks like that was number 30, Brashawn Lott, with pursuit there on Ramirez to run him out of bounds, and that will be a 9-yard gain for Fernando Ramirez. 2nd and 1 now for the Panthers.
Ball right at the 15-yard line, John.
All right, now the Panthers getting closer and closer to pay dirt as they trail 14-0 in this one, 9:31 remaining in the second quarter. 2 receivers out to the far side for Coconino. Handoff is to Ramirez. Ramirez going up the middle. Gets a little gap open for him by the offensive line, and that is good enough for a first down for the Panthers.
Will be 1st and 10. The ball sitting right at the Badger 11. So the Panthers can pick up a first down without scoring.
9:10 and counting to go in the second quarter. Badgers up 14-0. That score may not last for long the way Coconino is going on this drive. And now we get whistles on the play, and it looks like we're going to have a false start called against Coconino.
Yeah, the line judge on this side of the field is the one that threw his flag, blew his whistle. It is a false start, so it's going to bring up first down and 15. The ball sitting at the Badger 16-yard line.
Ethan Jeffs coming back into the game for Coconino. And now Colton Buckingham gives his guys a little bit of a talk there. They break the huddle. And we're ready to resume action here with 8:27 left to go in the second quarter. Buckingham drops back, makes the throw. There's the catch by Jeffs, and Jeffs will speed toward the end zone and dropped just shy of that blue turf.
It's going to bring up second down, but it's going to be second and short. It's going to be 2nd down and 1 at the Badger 3. When you said blue turf, I was automatically thinking of Boise State.
Well, the turf in the end zone is blue.
Yeah.
Not the whole turf like at Boise State. Colton Buckingham from the gun. He gives the ball to Ramirez. Ramirez skips over one potential tackle, makes the cut, and Ramirez into the end zone for the touchdown. Good job by Fernando Ramirez to avoid a couple tackles there. Finds a nice gap, makes the cut, and gets the score. And Coconino is finally on the board. It's 14-6. 15th rushing touchdown of the season for the senior Ramirez.
Yeah, and they, again, good blocking on the left side of that Coconino offensive line. And really, Ramirez, I don't think, was hardly even touched going around the left end for the touchdown.
Extra point is good. 7:31 left to go here in the second quarter. Our score, Prescott 14, Coconino 7. Let's take a 30-second break here on our Badger football broadcast. We'll be back with more from Bill Shepherd Field right after this.
This is Steve Sishka with Olson's for Healthy Animals. Wander the Wild is the Highlands Center for Natural History's signature fundraising event. This year it will once again be a hybrid event with an online auction open to all from September 22nd to 28th and a live reception and auction on Sunday, September 29th from 2:30 to 5:30 on the beautiful grounds of the Windmill House in Chino Valley. All profits from the auction directly fund youth programs and scholarships to discover and explore our stunning Central Highlands. Go to highlandscenter.org for more info.
And we're back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust, Kelly Cordes with you for tonight's game, Prescott versus Coconino. Coconino just getting on the board. 14-7 the score as Johan Gunderman catches the kick in the end zone. Badgers will start from their own 20-yard line.
Well, let's see if the Badgers can answer the Coconino touchdown.
While we're waiting for the Badgers to get the offense going, I want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by the Badgers' biggest fans, the Prescott Unified School District. Every child, every day. Support your Badgers with your Arizona tax credit. Go to PrescottSchools.com. Tanette from the gun. He hands that one off to Adam Lloyd. Lloyd going up to the right side, and Lloyd hurled back. Forward progress might give him a yard, Kelly. We'll see where they spot the ball. Actually, no, they're going to say about a 5-yard gain.
Gave a 5-yard gain going off right tackle. Going to be second down and 5 at the Badger 25.
Tanette from the gun. Adam Lloyd standing next to him. Give his to Lloyd. He goes up the middle, finds a little bit of a gap. That gap is closed in a hurry. Number 42, Gavin Moran, just coming in there and absolutely smashing Adam Lloyd into the ground.
But he did pick up 3 yards. It's going to bring up third down and 2. The ball sitting at the Badger 28.
6:35 remaining in the second quarter. Wing T there for the Badgers. There's the give to the running back, goes up the middle. And, well, yep, looks like first down there for Prescott. And it's Adam Lloyd, the ball carrier again. Adam Lloyd with some really tough running there.
Picked up 3 yards. Johnny picked up 3 yards again to the 31. Made the first down. So first and 10 Badgers from there.
Tanette with another handoff to Adam Lloyd, and Lloyd runs into a horde of white jerseys. Actually, we do have a penalty on the play. And we'll see what this one is.
Lloyd did pick up 3 yards.
Looks like it. Yeah, looks like they're going to say it's against Coconino.
Face
mask. Face mask against the Panthers.
15-yard penalty from the point of the foul. Going to bring the ball all the way up to the Badger 49. First and 10 Badgers from there.
And boy, oh boy, Coconino has been giving the Badgers a ton of yards in this game off of penalties. And now we get another whistle. And we'll see what this penalty is. False start against the Badgers. And Kelly, I think this is the first penalty called against the Badgers in this game.
Yes, you're right. So it's going to bring up first and 15, the ball sitting at the Badger 44.
And I know Coach Collette has talked about cleaning up on the penalties. Badgers have had a ton of yellow hankies thrown against them over the last 2 weeks. Looks like they cleaned up all the penalties pretty well up to this point in this game. Tanette rolling to his left, looking, now going to run the ball himself, run out of bounds, gets up to about the 49-yard line, so again, about a 5-yard gain there for Lloyd.
They're going to mark him out at the 47, so that's only a 2-yard gain. And it's actually a 3-yard gain because it was on the 44. Now it's on the 47, so it's going to bring up second down and 12.
To net with Isaac Brazino standing next to him. Josiah Peoples in motion. Fakes the give to Brazino. To net. Now rolling to his left and throws the ball. Oh, tried to get it to Isaac Brazino. Put a little too much in there. And now another flag comes in. And that came in after Tanet lobbed the ball to Brazino. But that ball was probably about 3 or 4 feet over the head of Cool Breeze.
I'm wondering if this is either a roughing the passer penalty or a late hit on Uriah Tanet. Let's see.
I'm probably thinking late hit because it looked like that flag came in well after Tanet went out of bounds. Again, we'll see what the final ruling is from Zebra Squad.
And Isaac Brazino is only about 5'9", John, so it's easy to throw over him.
Well, the officials still talking over things here near the Badger sidelines.
It's called an official conference.
Coach Collette standing just about a foot or two away from him, wondering how this is going to turn out. And eventually we should find out what the decision is here.
Must be a pretty complicated penalty.
Personal foul against Coconino.
Oh, I see. Prescott had an ineligible receiver also downfield. So the two penalties offset each other. The personal foul against Coconino. Got an illegal man downfield. So this is we're going to do the down over again. 2nd and 12 from the Badger 47.
Here we are in the second quarter. Uriah Tanet does not have a completed pass in this game. Lobs that one down the field and almost an acrobatic catch there by Josiah Peoples. Went up for it. And it looked like he tried to climb over Max Estrella to get that ball. I thought for a second he actually caught that ball, Kelly, but it popped out of his hands as Joe Flya went to the ground.
Josiah Peoples just went right down the sideline, the near sideline, that would be the Badger sideline, went down about 30 yards or so. Uriah Tanet trying to hit him on the pass route.
We got another penalty. I think it was an illegal man down the field for Prescott, but Coconino going to decline that penalty, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, you're right, John. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12. Ball sitting at the Badger 47. Well, let's see what the Badgers can do on this 3rd and long play.
Well, we saw what they could do on 4th and very long last week against Bradshaw. Tanet hurls that one downfield, and it's caught by Josiah Peoples, and Peoples dragged down to the ground, but he does get into the end zone. And Josiah Peoples just falls to the ground in celebration. Peoples was dragged to the ground about a foot away from the end zone and just fell down over the plane to get the touchdown.
A 53-yard pass play. That play that they just ran was the same play they ran on the play before.
And this time it pays off as Joe Flya picks up the touchdown. And for Peoples, that is his 6th touchdown reception of the season. And now, Johan Gunderman will come on to kick the extra point for the Badgers. Coconino coming so close to stopping Peoples from getting into the end zone. Wait a minute, do we have a penalty against Prescott here?
We don't know. Let's see. We're looking at the head referee right now. I don't know what went on, but the ball is still sitting at the 3-yard line for the point after, John.
Well, there was some kind of hand gestures there by the official, but either way, there's the extra point by Gunderman, and it's good. So a 53-yard touchdown pass play, Uriah Tenet to Josiah Peoples. That puts the Badgers ahead 21-7 with 4:54 left to go in the second quarter. We'll take a 30-second break here on our broadcast of Badger football. We'll be back with more right after this.
This is Ann Wilson with Yavapai County Food Bank. No one should ever go to bed hungry, but with inflation on the rise, the need is greater than ever. Did you know that you can make a real impact and get an end-of-the-year tax credit for your generosity? $400 single and $800 married. Call 928-775-5255 today to donate to the Yavapai County Food Bank. Help us feed the hungry, support your community, and make a difference. That's 928-775-5255. Yavapai County Food Bank. Together, we can change lives.
You know, Kelly, they call baseball a game of inches, but with that touchdown catch we saw from Josiah Peoples, football could also be considered a game of inches.
Yes. Oh, yes. It can be like a game of inches on determining whether a team picked up the first down or not on third down or on fourth down.
Well, a great third and long play there, Uriah Tenet to Josiah Peoples. And now the Badgers with a little more breathing room over Coconino, 21-7 the score. Johan Gunderman, I'm just going to call it. This is going to go into the end. No! It didn't go in the end zone. I don't believe it. Here comes the return by Coconino up to the 30-yard line. Now the 35-yard line. Good job on the return by Dylan Collado. What the heck now? We've got two flags coming in.
Going to be a late hit on the Badgers.
Oh, boy.
Number 22 for the Panthers, Dylan Collado, really had a good run back, and there was some scuffling over here on the Badger sideline well after the play. So I would not be a bit surprised if they tack on 15 yards to Collado's run back. The ball, he was run out of bounds at about the Coconino 37-yard line. So if it's a 15-yard penalty, this is going to be 1st and 10 for the Panthers in Badger territory.
Oh, man. This is going to be another instance where we're just going to have penalty after penalty after penalty. We've done this the last 2 weeks.
Officials are talking about the situation right now.
Yeah, one of them is going over and chatting with Coach Collette. Yeah, we do have a personal foul. Looks like personal fouls, I think, against both teams, Kelly.
I think it is, which be a warning given to each player that the penalty is on, and the ball will then stay right there at the 37-yard line where it will be 1st and 10 Panthers.
While we're still hashing things out here, I want to remind you folks that Badger football is sponsored in part by Olson's for Healthy Animals in Prescott, Chino, Dewey, the Verde Valley, and Flagstaff, home of Coconino, by the way, where good enough just isn't.
So that's what's going to happen, John. Actually, the ball is being placed at the 38-yard line of Coconino, where it'll be 1st and 10 Panthers.
So we're getting a surge of penalties here in the second quarter, as now the head referee talking things over with Coach Collette, now heading back out onto the field. So hopefully we'll get back to action soon, as again we get more discussions from the officials. A lot of talking here among the officials right now.
Right now, I think the referee is writing down the player numbers of the each team that the penalty was called on. That's what he's doing. He's making notes. Now it looks like the referee's ready to go.
Making his list and checking it twice.
There you go.
Hey, we're in Arizona's Christmas City. I might as well make a Christmas reference. Colton Buckingham Going to hand it off to Ramirez. Ramirez going up the middle, and Ramirez gets leaped upon by Cooper Kassoon. And I don't think Ramirez gained any yards off that one,
No
Kelly.
gain. Good pursuit by the defensive front of the Badgers. It's going to be 2nd down and 10, again at the Coconino 38-yard line.
Fernando Ramirez already has a touchdown run in this game for Coconino. Two receivers out to the near side for the Panthers as we're coming down to the final 4 minutes of this half. Buckingham. Oh, for crying out loud, we got another flag. Oh, man.
Pass was thrown out in the flat to Martinez, the running back. Pickup of 2. We'll see what the flag was. Again, the linesman on this side of the field threw the flag.
Actually, it's going to be
It's a false start. Going to be false start on Coconino again.
I'm wondering if we can go more than 2 minutes without a flag being thrown.
Going to be 2nd down. Yeah, going to be 2nd down, 15. The ball at the Coconino 34-yard line.
3:47 remaining here in the second quarter. Badgers up 21-7. As Coco in the huddle, they break it. And let's get to some action here. Buckingham steps back. Now he's got a little room to run, gets up to the 35-yard line, and finally stopped by about 3 or 4 Badgers. Looks like Jacob Chamberlain, one of the guys in on the tackle there, along with Johan Gunderman.
And Cooper Kassoon.
5-yard pickup by Colton Buckingham.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and 9. The ball sitting at the Coconino 39.
Well, at least there wasn't a flag thrown on that play, thank goodness.
Can the Badgers hold them here on 3rd down? That's the question.
2 receivers out to the near side for the Panthers. Buckingham rolls to his right. Now makes the throw, and making the catch is Noble Young Blackgoat. Oh, for crying out loud. Not another flag.
It's a late hit, and it's a legit late hit. I mean, what I meant by that, it's a legitimate penalty.
Yes, legitimate penalty, yeah.
Yeah.
And I can understand that, but it's just, I just want to go 2 minutes without a flag.
Noble
being
Young
thrown.
Blackgoat, the receiver for Coconino, went down about 10 yards, caught a pass down and out over here on the Badger side, and one of the Badgers just, once he got him out of bounds, he wouldn't let loose and threw him down. 15-yard penalty, and Coconino's going to have it 1st and 10 at the Badger 35.
And the Badgers are doing a really good job throughout the first half of staying away from penalties. Now, however, they are just racking up a ton of penalty yards. This has got to be driving Coach Collette nuts. And Buckingham escapes 1 sack, escapes the tackle. You have got to be kidding me! Not another flag!
And usually where this flag was thrown, it's a holding penalty, John. Let's see if that's the case.
It looked like it was Jacob Chamberlain who dragged Buckingham to the ground. And then came another flag.
It's going to be against the Badgers. It's a hold. It's a defensive hold on the Badgers. So it's going to take the ball all the way down to the Badger 20-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Coconino.
Well, Coconino throughout the first quarter was giving up a lot of penalty yards, helping out the Badger offense. Now the Badgers giving up a lot of penalty yards and helping out the Coconino offense.
They're returning the favor, John.
Not a favor that Coach Collette once returned. Colton Buckingham goes to his left, makes the throw to the end zone. It's caught, but is it out of bounds?
No, it was.
Oh,
Caught just in bounds on the far side of the end zone, and it's a touchdown for Coconino. Going to be a 20-yard pass play.
Did not get to see who that ball was thrown to for the touchdown. So we'll try to get you that name when we go to break here. But anyway, a 20-yard touchdown pass by Colton Buckingham. Now here comes the extra point. Villanueva puts that one through the uprights. And Coconino draws closer to Prescott. With 1:55 left to go in the first half, our score is Badgers 21, Panthers 14. Let's take a 30-second break. We'll be back with more from Bill Shepherd Field right after this.
I'm Bud with Prescott Public Library. K-8 kids can get free one-to-one homework help at Prescott Public Library. Sign up for a 30-minute appointment with a high school student volunteer. Homework help is available every second and fourth Thursday from 4 to 5:30. This free service is presented with North Star Youth Partnership and its Peer Assistance and Leadership Program. Call 928-777-1537 for more information, and we'll see you at Prescott Public Library.
Back here at Bill Shepherd Field, John Rust, Kelly Cordes with you. And folks, we apologize. No one up in the box could see who from Coconino caught that touchdown pass as the Badgers run the kick back. And it's Johan Gunderman with the ball. Gunderman at the 30-yard line. Gunderman avoiding another tackle. Now rocked at about the rocked at the 35-yard line, and another flag comes in.
Might have been another late hit, John. It was a good run back by Johan Gunderman, about a 34-yard run back. He was run out of bounds at the 35. He actually caught the kickoff at the 1-yard line.
This is just unbelievable.
Oh, it's a push in the back on the return. So it's a penalty against the Badgers, a clipping penalty. So the ball's being marked off back.
And Coach Collette has been saying that we need to clean up on all the penalties we've been getting, and I thought the Badgers had done that throughout the first half, but now here in the latter stages of the second half, they just cannot stay away from the penalties.
1st and 10 at the 24.
Here's Adam Lloyd with the ball, running up to the far side, making the turn. Adam Lloyd getting close to a first down. And thankfully, I don't see any yellow hankies out there. Oh, looks like he got it.
He did. Pickup of 11 yards. 1st and 10 Badgers at the 35.
Well, let's see if we can have a few plays here without a yellow hanky being thrown. Lloyd again on the carry, but this time a much shorter gain.
3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7. The ball sitting at the Badger 38.
Adam Lloyd with 14 carries for 64 yards in this game. Badgers in a bit of a hurry-up offense here as the clock winds down to 1 minute. 1 minute left to go in the first half. There's the throw. There's the catch by Josiah Peoples. Peoples with a lot of space there on the far side gets up to the 34-yard line where he is stopped, and I think the Badgers going to call a timeout here.
Pass play all the way down to the Coconino 23-yard line.
Actually, 34-yard line is where they're spotting the ball.
Oh,
Kelly.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
34. I couldn't read the difference between 20 and 30.
Come on, Kelly. I'm the one who's supposed to be bad at math here. Kelly, I know I've been complaining a lot, but it is just incredible the amount of penalties we have seen here in the second quarter of this game. And, you know, a lot of them going Prescott's way. And, again, like I said, this is after Coach Collette has been making it a point to try to get his guys to clean up on the penalties.
I will tell you on that pass play, Josiah Peoples went down and cut into the middle, only about 10 to 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know why in football coaches avoid sending receivers in that area, just behind the linebackers. He was wide open.
1st and 10 from the 33. Tannett rolls to his left. Now Tenet going to keep the ball himself. He's going to run out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. And that might be good enough for a first down. We'll see.
It looks like he picked up 9 yards. It's going to be short. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. Ball is now sitting at the 24.
And now Coconino is going to call a timeout with 50 seconds left to go in the first half. You are listening to Badger Football here on the news, 1490 AM, 103.5 FM, KYCA, Prescott, Arizona, USA, where the time is 8 o'clock. So the Badgers trying to increase their distance between themselves and Coconino before the half. They got 50 seconds to do it. And now they have the ball at the Coconino 24-yard line. And now the key, Kelly, is just avoid getting penalties.
That's the key. No doubt about it.
Yeah, it's the key, but the Badgers have had a tough time doing that. So here we are, 2nd and 1 for Prescott.
Looks like both teams have 2 timeouts left.
Tenet going to give the ball to, looks like Isaac Brazino, and Brazino puts his, actually correction, that's Adam Lloyd, and Lloyd puts his head down, bangs off a couple of tackles, dropped at the 15-yard line, and that's going to be plenty good enough for a Badger first down.
Ball sitting on the 16-yard line.
Tenet rolling to his right. He's looking, and Tenet going to run out of bounds. 3-yard pickup for Uriah Tenet.
The ball is being spot on the 14-yard line where it's going to be actually 2nd down and 8.
30 seconds remaining here in the first half. Badgers lead 21-14. They are looking to increase that lead. Adam Lloyd with 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. He's in motion. Tenet going to his left. Short throw. Caught and then dropped. Right in the hands of Josiah Peoples.
Just as he began to catch the ball, it was a good defensive effort by the Coconino player, causing Josiah Peoples to drop the ball.
It actually looked like after Peoples dropped the ball, he got slammed into by one of the Coconino players, and looks like Peoples still feeling the effects of that hit. Bit slow getting back up to the line of scrimmage for Prescott. Now 26 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
3rd down and 8 at the 14.
Tenet fakes the give. He's got a lot of space up to the near side. He makes the turn at the 10. Tenet at the 5. Tenet dives into the end zone, and Tenet gets the touchdown. Uriah Tenet with great field vision. A lot of empty space there on the near side. He took advantage of it and was able to bounce off a couple of tackles, make the jump into the end zone, and get the 6 points.
Good fake that he made to Adam Lloyd going up the middle. And it froze enough of the Coconino players. It ended up being a 14-yard end-around sweep to the left for the touchdown.
Extra point from Johan Gunderman is good. And with 17 seconds left to go in the second quarter, the Badgers increase their lead on a 14-yard touchdown run by Tenacious T, Uriah Tenet. It's 28-14 Badgers. Let's take a 30-second break here on our broadcast. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, I'm Missy Townsend, Prescott High School Athletic Director. Prescott Unified School District is the place for you. We offer year-round opportunities for student athletes with our full lineup of fall, winter, and spring sports. Our certified and experienced coaches work with our student athletes to compete at the region and state levels. Whether it's in our intramural sports at Granite Mountain, taking part in one of the 6 sports programs at Mile High Middle School, or finding your place in one of the 19 different programs at Prescott High School, we want to see you be part of our tradition of excellence. Once a Badger, always a Badger.
Well, the Badgers made up for all those penalties that were called against them here in the second quarter, with Uriah Tenet taking the ball 14 yards into the end zone for the score. And now the Badgers up 28-14 with 17 ticks left to go here in the second quarter. And the kick by Gunderman will be returned by Coconino. Ramirez has the ball. Ramirez flung to the ground. And let's see. I think it looked like Isaac Brazino was the guy who got that tackle. Also in on the play there. Looked like it was number 24. Noble Ortega also had a hand in there too.
You are right. They're going to start at the 25-yard line. That is, the Panthers are. Where it'll be 1st and 10 right here at the end of the first half.
Well, let's see what the Panthers can do in 11 seconds. Colton Buckingham from the gun, standing next to him, Fernando Ramirez. Buckingham with the short throw. It's caught. And then stepping out of bounds, Asher Young.
Just a short pass out into the right flat. Pickup of 8 yards, 2nd down and 2. The ball sitting at the 33-yard line.
First catch of the night for Asher Young as timeout called by Coconino. Asher Young has had a pretty good season for Coconino. 343 receiving yards, but Kelly, 23 catches, 343 receiving yards, 0 touchdowns so far for Asher Young.
Yeah. Coconino, I think, as a team, once they get down in the red zone, they just as soon like to run the ball. I think Coconino has 1 timeout left. The Badgers have 2.
Well, I don't think they're going to be using all of them here with just 8 seconds left to go in the half. As Coach Gary Cook sends his guys back out on the field. Gary Cook, actually former head coach for the Phoenix College football team, back when Arizona junior colleges had football teams. Buckingham from the gun, Ramirez next to him. Buckingham steps back, under pressure, going to run the ball himself, and Buckingham taken to the ground. Josiah Peoples grabbing Buckingham's ankles, dropping him to the ground, and that is how the first half of this game will end. Badgers on top of the Panthers, 28-14. So we'll take a break here on our broadcast. When we come back, it'll be the halftime show, folks. Got some interviews coming up for you here. Our senior spotlight tonight features Prescott wide receiver Luke Mason. We'll also have a halftime interview with former Prescott basketball players Jason Parent and Andrew Lyon, now playing for Yavapai College men's basketball, who opened up their season today. In fact, I believe they're still playing right now against the College of Southern Idaho. So we'll have those interviews for you on the other side of this break. We'll be back right after this.
Hello friends, this is Travis Denton. When it comes to protecting your gutters from those pesky pine needles that never seem to land anywhere but inside your gutters making a mess, make the wise choice, Arizona Seamless Gutters. We have the fix that will last a lifetime. Needle Guard. Never let a loved one get on a ladder and clean your gutters again. Let our family take care of that. Arizona Seamless Gutters, locally owned and operated since 1981. Call us today, 928-778-1818 for a free estimate. Arizona Seamless Gutters. When it pours, we rain.
Welcome to another edition of Senior Spotlight. I'm John Rust, and joining me tonight is receiver Luke Mason. Luke, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Well, Luke, let's go back to last week. It was another Thursday night lights game for you guys. You took on your arch rival, a heck of a battle there, but you came away with the victory. Just your thoughts on beating the Bears.
I mean, it's great. I mean, they've had that trophy for way too long, in my opinion, so it was great to go out there, and being our senior year, I know the guys were fired up to get a win, and so definitely a big win, but now we got Coco, and they're also a very solid team, get big region games, so we got to look forward to this week.
In fact, I was going to say, talking to Coach Collette, Coconino, they're kind of the cliched, they're a better team than their record indicates. So just give us a scouting report. What do you expect out of the Panthers tonight?
I mean, they have talented players all across the board. A lot of seniors like us. They got a big team. They like to be physical, and they got new coaching. They like to throw a ball a little bit. It's a new Coconino team, and like you said, their record doesn't match. They played Vista Grand tough, played a lot of teams really closely, so it'll be a good game. And I think probably the most important game we play, because this is going to either clinch a region for us or we got another week to do that.
All right, well, let's get to know you a little bit better here, Luke. First off, what got you interested in playing football?
Definitely my dad. My dad played football in high school, and so when I first was born, that was just kind of one of the sports that was forced on me, but I ended up taking a liking to it, so that's really just it.
What was the best game you ever had?
Best game I ever had was this year against Northwest Christian. I had a 53-yard catch where I kind of dove. It was kind of a, I don't even know how to describe the dive, but I dove for it, gave our team position. I had a couple other catches, but that was definitely the best game I had.
Where was the worst place you ever played?
Probably Lee Williams in Kingman. Bradshaw, I love the environment at Bradshaw. I mean, I like playing there because it's a packed crowd, but Lee Williams, their field is like a sandbox, and it's just terrible.
What other sports do you play besides football?
I run track and field, and I throw javelin.
Who is your favorite professional athlete?
Probably Thomas Roller, who's a javelin thrower for the German national team.
Who is your favorite professional sports team?
From San Diego, so I'm a big Padres fan.
What's your favorite subject in school?
Definitely a big science guy.
What's your favorite thing about going to Prescott High School?
Definitely the community. We have a really strong community here. It's something that I would have never imagined moving up here. Everyone's very interested in each other's sports, and the fans are great as well.
Who's your favorite musician or band?
Probably Linkin Park or 3 Day Grace.
What's your favorite movie?
Probably Real Steel, the fighting robots.
What's your favorite food?
I work at an Italian restaurant, so I like our pizza. So pizza's probably favorite food.
What do you like to do when you're not playing football?
I'm not playing football. I'm at the track. I'm always working out, and you'll probably see me down there every weekend or almost every day.
And finally, what are your plans for after graduation?
After graduation, I plan on running track in college and then getting a degree in psychology to become a therapist.
All right. Well, Luke, I want to thank you very much for joining us here tonight on Senior Spotlight.
Thank you. It was great.
Did you know that Prescott True Value has a new department with its own building? That's right, Last Chance Clearance Center is now open in the historic gas station adjacent to Prescott True Value. A one-of-a-kind bargain center with everything 50% to 90% off. That's right, everything is at least 50% off all the way to 90% off. Last Chance Clearance Center is open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 9 to 5. Stop in and check out all the amazing bargains right next door to Prescott True Value at 826 Miller Valley Road in Prescott.
Welcome to our halftime interview, where today we're going to be talking to a pair of Badger alumni. I have with me Jason Parent and I have Andrew Lyon, both now with the Yavapai College men's basketball team. Jason, I'm going to start with you. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Things are okay for me. And, well, Jason, it's been a couple years since we saw you on the hardwood over at Prescott High School. So for those who may not be aware, just tell us what you've been doing since graduation.
I've been at a few different schools the past couple of years, but excited to start the season here at Yavapai. I think it's going to be a great year.
So just kind of tell us about that journey and what finally made you decide that Yavapai was the place you wanted to come to and resume your basketball career.
I mean, I did a redshirt year at NAU, took last year off, and wasn't sure if I wanted to continue playing, but I figured I'd give it at least one more year, so I was like, why not come back to my hometown and play at Yavapai.
So just tell us what it's been like for you in the college atmosphere of basketball now compared to high school.
A lot of similarities and differences, same sport, so I still love it, obviously. Differences, there's more size, the game's faster, but yeah.
And I know that you guys already had a scrimmage against Embry-Riddle a week or so ago, so tell us what that was like.
That was good. I think it was a great learning experience for us just to see what we need to work on and get better at.
And just your thoughts on how you feel Yavapai is looking as this week you actually begin the 2024-2025 season for real.
Yeah, I'm very optimistic about this year. I think the start of the season is going to be our biggest challenge, so I think we're up for it. I think we're ready, so I'm very, very optimistic about it.
And just your thoughts on being able to play here in your hometown, and I'm sure have a lot of your friends and family come watch you.
Yeah, it's going to be great, seeing familiar faces in the stands and just getting to play in front of my hometown. So, I'm really excited.
All right, and now let's turn to Andrew Lyon. And Andrew, of course, you graduated last year, and now you're wearing the Yavapai uniform, playing with Jason Parent. Just your thoughts on being a college basketball player now.
It's crazy. It's a blessing that I definitely don't take for granted every day. I work my butt off to get here, and I just want to keep showing that I belong.
Tell us about what it's been like for you making that adjustment from the high school ranks to college.
Honestly, like what Jason says, the same game, but like it's definitely way faster. You know, everybody here belongs. You know, everybody's here going to show why they can cooperate and how they show their talent. So I think it's just been getting used to that, but I think it's been a journey so far.
So tell us how fortunate you feel to be able to not just play college basketball, but do it right here in your hometown.
It's definitely a blessing because a lot of people have to travel far. Some of our teammates have even had to come from the East Coast all the way to here, and so I've definitely that also helps too because I can see some of my friends still at the high school, or if it's some of them still even go here. So it's just been something awesome to still be at here at YC.
Well, just give us your thoughts on how you feel Yavapai is looking as you get ready for the season opener. Actually, man, taking place this weekend.
I think we're going to be good. It's going to be an awesome environment to be there in Idaho. So I think we'll get tested. CSI is going to be a good team, but I think how that game goes, I honestly think if we can pull that off, I think we can definitely – that'll set the tone for, I think, the rest of our season. I think we'll do really well.
All right, so Jason Parent, Andrew Line, I want to thank you very much for joining us here on the Halftime Show, and best of luck to you and the rest of the Yavapai College men's basketball team this year.
Thank you very much.
I'm Missy Townsend, Prescott High School Athletic Director. Prescott Unified School District is the place for you. We offer year-round opportunities for student athletes with our full lineup of fall, winter, and spring sports. Our certified and experienced coaches work with our student athletes to compete at the region and state levels. Whether it's in our intramural sports at Granite Mountain, taking part in one of the 6 sports programs at Mile High Middle School, or finding your place in one of the 19 different programs at Prescott High School, we want to see you be part of our tradition of excellence. Once a Badger, always a Badger.
And we are back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust, Kelly Court is with you. And we want to thank Luke Mason for joining us on our senior spotlight interview for this week's halftime show. And, of course, special thank you going out to Jason Parent and Andrew Lyon of the Yavapai College men's basketball team, former Badger basketball players, for telling us about their first year with Yavapai College and getting used to the collegiate basketball experience. And, of course, Yavapai College men, they started their season tonight, actually up in Idaho, taking on College of Southern Idaho, who I think is ranked in the top 15 in the NJCAA. So heck of a way to start. I was hoping that we would have a score for you for that game. Unfortunately, we do not. Hopefully, we might find out how things are going in that game toward the end of our game. And hopefully Jason and Andrew got a little bit of action tonight too, Kelly.
Will be interesting. I'll get to be able to see them quite a bit this year since I'm working for Yavapai College at their men and women's basketball games this year. So some guy by the name of Michael Tennett got me into that position.
Well, I think Uriah's dad does have a little sway over at Yavapai College, considering, well, he's the athletic director over there.
Yeah. So anyway, but I did last Saturday get a good look at both the Yavapai College women's team and the Embry-Riddle women's team because they played an exhibition game together. And not supposed to keep score in exhibition games, I guess, but Embry-Riddle did come out on top of about 25 points. So.
Yeah, and Embry-Riddle women, they start their season on Monday, and also the Embry-Riddle men, they started their season last Saturday, unfortunately losing to Nelson University, but the men will also be in action. Their home opener is Monday as well. Speaking of the Yavapai College women's basketball team, Kelly, their season opener was today. They took on Navajo Tech, got the win in that one, 60-44, so great start by the Lady Riders.
Right, Lady Riders are 1-0. Good for them.
Heck yeah. Unfortunately, on the flip side, Kelly, we do have another football score to give you. Chino Valley, they're playing River Valley tonight. And no good things coming from the Cougars in that one at halftime. Chino trailing River Valley 41-0. And Chino Valley in danger of suffering their 4th shutout loss in a row.
Oh, wow. You know, that game probably is being in danger of having the 42-0 running clock rule put into effect.
Yeah, well, game that wasn't running clock. Last night, Bradshaw Mountain played their second Thursday night game in a row. They were actually up at the NAU Sky Dome to take on Flagstaff. Flagstaff actually had the lead in the first half, but Bradshaw, well, Bob Young worked his magic again. Bradshaw coming back with a 43-28 victory. Kylan Jackson and Sean Hughes, both of those guys had 2 rushing touchdowns apiece. And tell you what, Kylan Jackson, man, we saw him in action last week. Sky is the limit for that guy.
You bet, and, you know, he was the reason probably why Bradshaw scored 28 points in the second half. Scored 14 points in each the third and fourth quarters.
Yeah, so Bradshaw Mountain, well, one more game for them to play. They're going to be home next week to take on Lee Williams. Meanwhile, Prescott, they're going to close out the regular season up in Cottonwood, taking on Mingus, and certainly a rough season for the Marauders as they sit at number 46 in the PowerPoint rankings.
And they got blitzed by, who'd they get really beat by last week? Was it?
I think it's the team that is coming out onto the field right now, the ones in the white jerseys, I should say.
Boy, that wasn't even a contest.
49-12, the final score in that one. And then the week before, Coconino getting a 40-13 win over Apache Junction.
Yeah. And, you know, just a few years ago, we played Apache Junction in a playoff game down at Apache Junction. And the Badgers weren't supposed to win that game because Apache Junction was pretty good. So we won the game, and Jason Zinzaletta and I got the great privilege of braving the cold weather in Snowflake, Arizona.
Well, look, I had a good excuse for missing that game. I got COVID.
What an excuse.
I know you guys still hate me for not being at that game, but what can I do?
But I will tell you that game that we did, Jason and I did together at Apache Junction, boy, the Badgers really played a good football game that night.
That they did.
Because Apache Junction was rated several PowerPoint spots ahead of the Badgers. The Badgers went down there and upset them.
Yeah, and of course, again, that game was heard right here on KYCA, just like every other Badger game. And now, folks, if you thought KYCA was the king of local sports coverage here in the Tri-City area, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because, of course, today was the premiere of our brand new station, The Team. And I believe kicking it off at around 7 o'clock this morning with Dan Patrick. And we've got plenty more. Rich Eisen, we've got him on the team as well. K-Not 14.9 or 14.50. That's where you can find the team now. And that is going to be sports and lifestyle. And we've got plenty more coming up for you, folks. We're going to have Major League Baseball, the NBA. We're going to have the World Series. NBA championship, I believe, along with college basketball playoffs, also the college softball and baseball World Series, the Frozen Four. We're also going to have plenty of Prescott boys basketball games. We're going to be doing a lot of other stuff with local sports coverage on the team. And after all these weeks, I finally know what the team is, because I'm always the last to know everything around here. So that is our brand new station. It is 1450, The Team. In fact, a bunch of brand new stations here under the KYC umbrella. Of course, we got our classic rock station, 93.5, pumping out a lot of music that, well, if you're around my age, you grew up in the MTV generation, you're going to love that station. Also, Magic 99.1, that is now also under the KYCA banner as well. So, we're building a nice little radio empire here in the Tri-City area.
KYCA really expanding its influence.
Exactly, Kelly. Like I said, if you thought we were covering a lot of sports here on KYCA, like I said, with the team in our pocket now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
You know, I can mention this now, but I can tell you that growing up as a kid in the west part of Prescott, I tuned into KNOT all the time because they were carrying Dodger baseball, and that's where I got introduced to Jerry Doggett and Vince Scully. And I'm telling you, I had that thing on a lot, listening to Dodger baseball in the 60s. I think they had a couple pitchers by the name of Drysdale and Koufax in those days.
Well, I can remember my first few years working for KYCA when we actually carried Major League Baseball playoffs and the World Series. And a lot of times when the World Series came on and I was home, what I'd do is I'd mute my TV, turn up KYCA for the World Series, because the legend himself, the greatest broadcaster who ever lived, Vin Scully, was doing the play-by-play.
You know what's amazing about Vin Scully is all the famous broadcasters, from Al Michaels to Bob Costas, Brent Musburger, they would totally agree with what you just said. They all say he's the greatest broadcaster. Now those guys are pretty good themselves.
Oh, heck yeah.
and they say that.
Yeah. I just know I was actually introduced to Vin Scully on NBC Game of the Week with Joe Garagiola, and he became one of my broadcast idols. One of the things I do when I'm doing this job, it's like, okay, what were some of the things that Vin Scully did that I could probably parlay into what I do here on the air? God rest you, Vin Scully. You are a legend. Well, we are ready to get underway with the second half of action here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust, Kelly Cordes calling the action here. Prescott will be kicking the ball away to Coconino. I believe we have number 22, Dylan Collado, in the backfield to receive this kick. He's going to catch it, and he's going to get up to the 15-yard line, sprinting to the 20-yard line, hung up at the 25, now still on his feet, and Collado breaks away at the 50-yard line, finally shoved out of bounds by number 17, Trace Overton, in Badger territory. And what a way for Coconino to start the second half of action. A great return by the junior, Dylan Collado.
I hope the Badgers are ready to play, because he broke through a line of Badgers at about the 25-yard line, and there were several missed tackles on that kickoff return. And again, Collado made it all the way out to the Badger 49-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Coconino.
You want to talk about great field positioning for Colton Buckingham and the Panther offense. Colton Buckingham, an all Grand Canyon region honorable mention last year. He's going to pitch that ball to Ramirez. Ramirez trying to stiff arm Cooper Kassoon. And Ramirez somehow able to get some positive yardage before being knocked out of bounds. And Ramirez doing a pretty darn good job fending off a pretty tough guy in Cooper Kassoon. And I think he might have picked up 1 yard there.
No. None at all. They marked it at the 49. Isaac Brazino was also helping Cooper Kassoon out on that play. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 at the Badger 49.
Well, good job by Kassoon and Brazino to keep Ramirez from gaining positive yardage there, as we're just underway with the second half of action from Bill Shepherd Field here on the campus of Prescott High School. Throw by Buckingham, and a catch made. Nope. The catch was made by Asher Young. Then he dropped it, and it looked like some good coverage there by Josiah Peoples and Brashawn Lott.
Yeah, good pass coverage by the Badgers, so it's going to bring up 3rd down as a result of that incompleted pass. 3rd and 10 again at the Badger 49.
Noble Young Black Goat going out to the far side. 2 receivers out to the near side. Buckingham being pursued. Now throws the ball and overthrows his intended receiver, Asher Young, by a long, long distance there.
I will tell you, I'm not sure that he threw that ball out of bounds on purpose, because he didn't have any receivers open. A very good series, defensive series on the part of the Badger secondary there.
Yeah, and this was after Collado returned the opening kick up to the Badger 49-yard line, but Coconino unable to make anything out of it. And now the Panthers will punt this ball away. Uriah Tennett back to return it. And Tennett's just going to let that one bounce into the end zone.
There for a while, I thought maybe he should have fair caught that ball, and that ball was going to stop down around the 5-10 yard line, but it did roll on into the end zone, and the Badgers are going to have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
By the way, congratulations to Uriah Tennett, who earlier this week announced his commitment to UC San Diego to play basketball. And his official signing date will be November 13th as he hands off the ball to one of his running backs. That's Adam Lloyd. And Lloyd looks like he picked up
5 yards. Going to be 2nd and 5 at the Badger 25.
Adam Lloyd, well, he's become the workhorse in the backfield here for Prescott tonight.
He's working overtime, John.
And taking care of business, too. Throwing a little Bachman-Turner overdrive there. I think you can hear some Bachman-Turner overdrive stuff on 93.5. Lloyd with the ball again. Lloyd shrugs off a couple of tackles and then dropped close to the 30-yard line. Gain of what, about 3 or 4 there, Kelly?
Yeah, I gained 4. They're marking the ball just short of the 30-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down and short.
Wing T for Prescott. Tennett hands off the ball to the running back. Goes up the middle, and I think he might have got the 1st down. And was that Lloyd who carried the ball? Yep, again, Adam Lloyd.
Adam Lloyd again, and he didn't pick up the 1st down by very much. Good tackling on the part of the defensive front for Coconino. But the Badgers do have it 1st and 10. Ball sitting right at the 30-yard line.
And Tennett will keep the ball himself. He runs out to the left side, makes a couple of cuts, now finds a little bit of room. Nice gap there for Tennett, and Tennett finally dragged down by big number 79 of Coconino, Easton.
Broke around the left end, John, and then he reversed his field. He ends up picking up 12 yards. The Badgers have it 1st and 10. The ball sitting right at their own 43.
Easton Quiros, a sophomore who goes 6'1" and weighs 235 pounds. Lloyd with the ball goes up the middle, dragged down at about the 48-yard line. Looked like it was Max Estrella in on the tackle. And another 5-yard pickup there for Lloyd.
Yeah, it's going to bring up 2nd down and 5. The ball sitting at the Badger 48.
You'll be hearing the name of Adam Lloyd during winter sports, as he is one of the top wrestlers here at Prescott High School. 2-time state placer for the Badger wrestling team. Isaac Brazino with the ball, gets a couple good blocks. Brazino breaks free, close to a 1st down, pushed back by Young and Estrella. But I think forward progress will get him very close to a 1st down, Kelly.
Going to be very close. I think they're going to mark him about a yard short.
5-yard gain on the run.
Yeah, going to be 2nd down and 1. The ball sitting in Coconino territory at the Coconino 48.
7:40 left to go in the 3rd quarter. 28-14 our score. Badgers on top. As we get flags flying in. I think that might be against the Badgers, Kelly.
False start, 5-yard penalty. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 6. The ball being placed back at the Badger 47.
By the way, folks, tonight's Badger broadcast is sponsored by Arizona Seamless Gutters. Quality people, products, and service you can trust. Now, Tennett looking over to the sidelines, getting some last-second instructions. He hands the ball off to Adam Lloyd. Lloyd goes to the far side, makes the cut, and bulls his way up to the 50-yard line, and that's where he is stopped. 4-yard gain for Adam Lloyd.
Going to bring up 4th down and 2. Ball sitting at the Coconino 49-yard line. Interesting decision by right now by the Badger coaching staff. 4th and 2. I have a feeling they're going to go for it, John. Yeah, I don't see any signs of the punting unit coming in. So 4th and 2.
And there goes the run up the middle, and it looks like Coconino may have stopped it. I think they did.
They did stop it.
So the gamble doesn't pay off. We saw the gamble pay off last week, but Kelly, last week the Badgers were 4th and 33 when Prescott decided to go for it, and it paid off as Uriah Tanett nailed Johan Gunderman in the end zone. This time, 4th and 2. Badgers unable to convert, and Coconino gets the ball back.
Yeah, that play was an off-tackle play to Adam Lloyd, and he only picked up about a yard, and he needed about 3 yards for the first down and was not able to pick it up. So it's going to be 1st and 10, Coconino at the Panther 49-yard line.
And faking the give is Buckingham. He goes up the middle, and he gets piled on by a couple Badgers. Looks like Cooper Kassoon, Brody Hanna in on the tackle there, but Buckingham still picking up some pretty good yards, about 5-yard gain there by the Coco quarterback.
Yeah, it's going to bring up 2nd down and 5. The ball's in Badger territory, sitting on the Prescott 46-yard line. 2nd and 5 for the Panthers.
28-14, Badgers on top. Coconino trying to close the gap here on this drive. They got 2 receivers out to the near side. Give is to Ramirez. Ramirez getting a couple good blocks, trying to find some forward progress, doesn't get it, and he's taken down by Isaac Brazino. Cool Breeze helped out on that tackle by number 30, Brashawn Lott, and we've been calling his name out quite a bit tonight, Kelly. He's having a pretty good day on defense for the Badgers.
He sure is. Isaac Brazino, a cornerback, came up as he saw that it was going to be a running play off the right side of the Panther line, came up and made the tackle for no gain.
For
so
Ramirez,
3rd and 5.
For Ramirez, that is his 3rd straight carry without a gain. Buckingham steps back, now throws, and there's the catch. And now we get a flag as Noble Young Black Goat caught the ball, stepped out of bounds, and we'll see what this one is.
Was that Noble Young Black Goat that caught the ball, number 3?
Mm-hmm.
If the catch stands, it's a 1st down. Referees are talking about the penalty here. We still do not have any indication of what the penalty is.
I think we're about to here.
Pass interference against the Badgers.
Huh? Kelly, maybe you had better eyesight on that one, but I didn't see anything on that play that would make me think of pass interference.
Where's the replay? So right now, it's going to, after the penalty is walked off, it's 1st down Panthers at the Badger 31.
And the Badgers continue having a hard time staying away from penalties. 2 receivers out to the far side for the Panthers. Buckingham steps back. Oh, the pass is caught and then dropped by Ethan Jeffson. Kelly, if Jeff's got a hold of that one.
It's a touchdown.
Yeah,
if he hangs on to it.
There was nothing between him and the end zone but empty air. But, well, luck was with the Badgers there as Jeffs had that ball right in his hands and it just popped out.
Went down about 15 yards and then made an angle cut towards the middle of the field. He was open, but couldn't maintain possession.
2nd and 10 now for the Panthers. They give the ball to Ramirez. He bursts up the middle, spins off one tackle, then gets spun into the ground by another Badger tackle. And that was, look, I believe number 10, Jacob Chamberlain with the tackle there on Ramirez.
Picked up 5 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down Well, we're going to say that it's 3rd down and 6.
And the ball at the Badger 27-yard line.
Yeah. 3rd and 6. See if the Badgers can get a stop here.
Collado going out to the far side, joined by Asher Young. Buckingham steps back in the gun. Now he throws down the middle, and it is caught. And that's going to be a 1st down for Coconino. Caught by trying to get the number on the receiver there. And unfortunately, he's getting blocked out by a lot of his teammates.
Number 4.
Asher Young with the catch.
Ashley Young with the catch. Ball is sitting 1st and 10 at the Badger 11.
Well, Coconino, they are knocking on the end zone door here. 2 receivers out to the far side. Buckingham steps back, throws to the far side, and a diving catch attempt made by, looks like number 15, I think.
You're right.
Derek Jimenez.
Couldn't come up with the pass. Pass was thrown a little bit low. So it's going to bring up 2nd down. Oh, do we have a penalty?
I think we do. I didn't even see a flag come out.
5-yard penalty, 1st down and 15.
Obviously,
so yeah,
must have been a motion penalty of some type.
I didn't even see a flag come out, but either way, it's now going to be 1st and 15 for Coconino. Ball on the 17-yard line. Jimenez and Asher Young going out to the far side. Buckingham hands the ball off to Ramirez. Ramirez with a lot of space, and Ramirez tackled around the ankles and dropped close to the 10-yard line. Uriah Tenet with a possible touchdown-saving tackle there on Fernando Ramirez.
It was a TD-saving tackle. There's no doubt about it. The ball is sitting, it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. The ball is sitting at the Badger 11-yard line.
Under 3 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. Badgers up 28-14, but Coconino threatening. Buckingham rolling to his right. He's under pressure. There's the throw. And, well, I think he heard the footsteps from Josiah Peoples, Kelly, and got rid of that ball in a hurry.
He did, and there was pretty good pass coverage by the Badgers down in the corner of the end zone over here on the near side. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Again, the ball at the Badger 11.
Coconino in the huddle. Now they break it, get up to the line of scrimmage. 2:43 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers out to the near side. Buckingham throws to the end zone, and touchdown! Touchdown. It looks like that was Noble Young Blackcoat who made the catch there.
It was. Definitely it was. Number 3, Noble Young Blackcoat.
So that draws Coconino to within 8 points of Prescott. Could be 7 depending on how the kick goes here from Villanueva. And the kick goes well for Jose Miguel Villanueva with 2:38 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Well, the game is close again. 28-21, Badgers on top of the Panthers. We'll take a 30-second break here on our broadcast and be back after this.
Savings are in full view with great discounts on our American-made blinds and shutters here at Blind Brothers Arizona. Hi, this is Jeremy, and if your window treatments are in need of an upgrade, then now is the time to shop with us during our 45th anniversary sale. Save on Hunter Douglas and Lafayette product lines with a variety of blinds, shutters, and custom fabrics. Whether you've been with us since the beginning or just moved to town, we invite you to celebrate this milestone with us. Book a free consultation today and visit blindbrothersaz.com.
Welcome back to Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust, Kelly Cordes with you. Colton Buckingham, his second touchdown pass of the night, and this one goes to Noble Young Black Goat. And the kick goes into the end zone. And the Badgers will have this ball at their 20-yard line.
John, obviously the Badgers need to answer that touchdown here. The Badgers didn't look too good on that first possession of the second half on offense. So let's see what the Badgers can do on this possession.
Uriah Tennette from the gun. And there's the handoff. Looks like that's to Adam Lloyd. Lloyd, this time, he gets stuffed up the middle.
Right now, the Badgers are not having the kind of running room so far this half that they had in the first half.
We have a penalty. I didn't even see a flag come out,
No.
but we'll see what the penalty is. Oh, I think it's a sideline warning.
It's a sideline warning on the Badgers. There is a 3-yard white line on the sideline, and all the Badgers except for the coaches need to be behind that line.
No gain on that run by Lloyd. And this time, a little more forward progress on the run, and I believe that was Adam Lloyd again. And Lloyd this time looked like he picked up about 4 yards on the play.
He did, picked up 4. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 6. Be an interesting play call by the Badgers here on 3rd and 6. Again, the ball sitting in Badger territory at their own 24.
2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. As Adam Lloyd closing on the century mark for rushing. And he will stand next to Uriah Tennette. Tennette fakes the give to Lloyd. Now Tennette under some pressure here. He reverses course, goes over to the far side, and now we get a flag on the play. Why do I think that's going to be holding against the Badgers?
Because where the flag was thrown, that's usually the case, John. And
I'm wondering, though, if Coconino is going to decline this penalty, since I don't even think Tennette got over the line of scrimmage.
He did. He didn't. He actually gained about 2 yards out to the 26. The ball was on the 24, so it would be 4th down and 4 at the Badger 26. Officials still talking over the penalty.
And the head ref going to come over and make the call. Yep, it's holding against the Badgers, and it will be declined to bring up 4th down.
4th down. Badgers are going to have to punt for the second consecutive time.
Minute 41 remaining here in the third quarter. 28-21, Prescott in the lead. High snap, and it goes over the head of Gunderman. Gunderman picks it up. He still gets the punt off. And that will bounce at the 48-yard line, go up to the 45-yard line. And that is going to give Coconino excellent field position for their drive.
Yeah, just a bad long snap, and it was good that Gunderman was still able to get the punt off, although the punt pretty much went straight up in the air. We're only talking about a 20-yard punt is all. So the Panthers are going to start 1st and 10 at the Badger 44.
Colton Buckingham back out on the field in the gun with Fernando Ramirez next to him, 2 receivers out to the near side. There is the give to Ramirez, and Ramirez gets wrestled to the ground by Adam Lloyd. Well, Adam Lloyd, I think he's already in a wrestling frame of mind because he just grabbed hold of Ramirez, just spun him around, took him to the ground. 2 points for the takedown for Adam Lloyd.
And Adam Lloyd actually shed a blocker and broke through the line. It was a handoff going to be an end around for Ramirez, and Lloyd shot through the line and tackled him for a 5-yard loss. 2nd and 15.
39 ticks left to go in the third quarter. Buckingham flings that one downfield, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted by number 9, Cool Breeze, Isaac Brazino. And Brazino puts a stop to this Coconino drive.
Wow. And Isaac was right on that receiver. Obviously, the quarterback, Buckingham, should not have thrown that ball. But the Badgers, after the interception, are going to start 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
And a huge defensive play by Cool Breeze, Isaac Brazino. I believe that is Brazino's first interception of the season.
I believe so. It's the second turnover tonight by Coconino.
Tennette hands it off to Lloyd. Lloyd going up the middle, getting a good push from some of his linemen. And Lloyd picks up about 6 yards, takes the ball past the 45-yard line.
Going to be 2nd down and 4 at the Badger 46.
Adam Lloyd now 105 rushing yards tonight. And I think the Badgers are just going to let the clock wind down here in the third quarter, and they will resume play in the fourth quarter. So the clock is about to hit 0, which brings the third quarter to a close. Badgers on top, 28-21. We'll take a 30-second break here on our broadcast. We'll be back with quarter number 4 right after this.
I'm Bud with Prescott Public Library. K-8 kids can get free one-to-one homework help at Prescott Public Library. Sign up for a 30-minute appointment with a high school student volunteer. Homework help is available every second and fourth Thursday from 4 to 5:30. This free service is presented with North Star Youth Partnership and its Peer Assistance and Leadership Program. Call 928-777-1537 for more information, and we'll see you at Prescott Public Library.
Well, for anyone who needs a self-manicure, this is the time to do it, because we got ourselves a nail biter here in the fourth quarter. 28-21, Badgers on top. And well, Kelly, we'll see if that interception that Isaac Brazino just got for the Badgers can spark the offense.
Yeah, it's amazing sometimes how big turnovers are in games. And that turnover certainly could turn the tide in this second half, because up until the interception, I felt Coconino had the momentum.
And now teams switch sides. Badgers will be moving left to right across your radio dial or your screen, depending on how you're following our coverage of the game. 2 receivers out to the near side for Prescott. Uriah Tennette in the gun. Adam Lloyd standing to his left. Gunderman in motion. And we get flags on the play.
False start on the Badgers. So instead of 2nd and 4, it's going to be 2nd and 9. Ball's going to be put back at the Badger 41.
I'm glad I don't keep track of how many penalties are called during a game, because if I did, I'd probably be depressed right now. So 2nd and 9 now for Prescott. Josiah Peoples, Johan Gunderman out to the near side for the Badgers. Kind of an I formation here for Prescott. Tennette keeping the ball, rolling to his right. Under pressure, going to run the ball himself. He finds a nice gap. Tennette at the 50, slides at the 45-yard line. And Tennette picks up a first down. And now we get a flag on the play. And Kelly, I'm wondering if this might be a late hit on Uriah Tennette.
It is going to be a late hit on Uriah Tennette. You are correct. He advanced the ball down to the Coconino 45-yard line. And the officials are, we're going to get the indication.
Yep.
Personal foul, late hit. Personal foul penalty, targeting. Against Coconino. They actually called that a targeting penalty, a helmet-to-helmet contact. So the Ball has moved all the way down to the 30-yard line of Coconino. 1st and 10 Badgers.
Kassoon and Gunderman out to the near side. Looks like that's Josiah Peoples on the far side for the Badgers. Tannett looking over to the Badgers sideline. Getting some last-minute instructions from the coaching staff. Adam Lloyd standing off to Tannett's left. Gunderman in motion. Give it to Lloyd. Lloyd makes a nice cut, finds a little bit of room up the middle, and gets that ball up to the 25-yard line.
You are right, John. That was really a nice cut. He was going to go around left end, and he saw that hole close, and he cut inside and actually got a 5-yard gain out of it.
11 minutes and counting to go in the fourth quarter with the Badgers up by 7, 28-21.
Badgers have it 2nd down and 5 at the Coconino 25.
Badgers already letting a little clock bleed out here. Kassoon and Gunderman out to the near side for Prescott. There's the gift to Lloyd. Lloyd now going to his right. Tries to make the turn and is dragged down by number 42 of Coconino, Gavin Moran, the junior linebacker.
Looks like it didn't.
Oh, we have another penalty.
I was wondering what was going on here.
Oh, man. The penalties just don't stop.
Got a hold on the Badgers. Going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. So the ball is on the Badger 34, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 14.
10:26 left to go in regulation. Again, a 28-21 lead for Prescott. Gunderman out to the near side. Tannett rolls to his left. Still rolling. Now tries to get some forward progress. Run out of bounds at the Coconino sidelines. Might have picked up a yard or two there, Kelly.
He only picked up a yard. The ball is being marked. Ball is being marked down on the 23. It was on the 24.
Or you mean the 33?
33, thank you. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 13. Third and 13 from the 33. I need to look at those yard markers better, John.
Trips out to the near side now for Prescott. Tannett from the gun. He's going to roll to his right. Makes the throw, and there's the catch. Knocked out of bounds is the receiver, and that is Eli Allen. I don't think he got enough for a first down there.
I don't think it picked up only about 8 yards. It's going to bring up 4th and 5 at the Coconino 25. The question is, do you have Gunderman kick a field goal here, or do you go for it on 4th and 5? Let's see what the Badger coaching staff decides here.
It looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 5, Kelly. With under 9 minutes left to play in regulation, Badger's going to send 3 receivers out to the near side. Adam Lloyd standing next to Uriah Tannett in the gun. I think Tannett trying to get Coconino to jump off sides. Doesn't look like it's working, though. Badger's going to run the play. Tannett rolling to his left, still rolling now, making the turn, and Tannett gets past it for the first down and gets clobbered, getting knocked out of bounds. No flag on the play, though, but Uriah Tannett does pick up the first down.
Boy, it was.
Flag on the play. I was wondering if we were going to see one there.
I'm going to tell you, that's a flag on the coaching staff of Coconino, because they were questioning the spot of that ball at the end of that 4th down run by Uriah Tannett.
And Tannett did take a hard hit there, knocking him out of bounds. And Kelly, we did see some Badger and Coconino players come together there, and I'm wondering if there were some unpleasant words exchanged between the two sides. Unsportsmanlike against Coconino.
Unsportsmanlike penalty on the Panthers.
I have a feeling that was a penalty on the Coconino coaching staff. That is a huge penalty because I really think he was stopped a yard short of the line of gain. And the Badgers now have the ball.
I believe it's 1st and goal from the 10, Kelly.
You are right. The ball's right on the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Badgers.
And I'll tell you what, the Badgers have done a great job of extending this drive. 8:30 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Two receivers out to the near side, including Luke Mason, who is the subject of our senior spotlight interview tonight. Just a lot of waiting around here, Kelly.
Actually, the head referee right now is talking to Uriah Tannett. Obviously, we don't know what about.
Now, while we're waiting around for the play, I want to remind you that KY... Actually, now we will get back to action. We'll get to our sponsor later. Tannett from the gun. And gives that ball to, it looks like, Adam Lloyd. Lloyd gets hung up right around the 7-yard line.
Pickup of 3. It's going to be 2nd down and goal from the 7-yard line.
Clock keeps ticking away. 8:10 left to go in regulation. Tannett looking to the sideline for instruction, and you're listening to Badger Football here on the news, 1490 AM, 103.5 FM, KYCA, Prescott, Arizona, USA. Time is 9:01. Gunderman in motion. The give is to Lloyd. He breaks through the middle and gets up to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped.
They might be marking him down as close as the 3.
Yeah, they're going to say 3rd and goal at the 3-yard line. And again, Badgers really not in any hurry here to get the play off. They're doing a great job of trying to run as much time off the clock in this drive as possible. Lloyd going to stand next to Uriah Tannett. Receivers to either side for the Badgers. Coming down to the final 7 minutes of regulation. Tannett gives the ball to Lloyd. Lloyd pushes his way up the middle and it looks like Lloyd just stopped at the 1-yard line.
4th and 1. So the question is, what do? Do you kick the field goal to make it a 2-score game, or do you go ahead for the touchdown? Looks like they're going for the TD. Nope, they're going to kick the field goal.
So the Badgers playing it a little safe here, giving it over to Johan Gunderman to tack on 3 more points. Kick is up. It's blocked. Coconino blocked the field goal.
The snap was high. Uriah Tannett had to reach way up above him to catch that ball. It's pretty amazing that he even caught it. And he had to quickly put it down on the ground for Gunderman to kick. And it just took too much time, and one of the Coconino Panthers broke through and blocked the kick.
By the way, folks, tonight's game, KYCA's Badger football broadcast, is sponsored in part by the city of Prescott, offering beautiful hiking trails and parks in everyone's hometown. Also, tonight's game is brought to you in part by the Yavapai Food Bank, making a difference in Yavapai County since 1992. Thank you to all our Badger sponsors. Without them, we would not be able to bring you tonight's game. 6:25 left to go in regulation. Coconino with the ball at their own 20. And they trail 28-21. There's the throw. There's the catch by Noble Young Black Goat. at around the 30-yard line, and that is going to be good enough for a Panther first down.
The Badgers have had a little bit of a problem covering those down and out pass patterns. Only going down about 10 yards and then breaking to the sideline is what young Black Goat did. And 1st and 10 Coconino at their own 34-yard line.
And Noble Young Black Goat over at the near side. Ramirez standing next to Buckingham in the gun. Buckingham going to run it himself, and he gets tripped up. And I think he got dropped behind the line of scrimmage. And it looks like it was Adam Lloyd in on the tackle. It was Adam
Lloyd that tackled Buckingham after he gave a fake to his running back Ramirez, dropped him for a yard loss. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 11.
Adam Lloyd having himself a good night both offensively and defensively for Prescott. 5:18 left to go in regulation. The Badgers holding on to a 7-point lead as Buckingham throws down the middle. Oh, and popped out of the hands of Asher Young as he was diving to make that catch.
And he was open, and he did have some running room. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 11 from the Coconino 34. Actually, the 33, Coconino 33.
So big play coming up here for the Badger defense. Buckingham running to his right. There's the throw, and it's batted down by Johan Gunderman.
Good defensive play by Johan. It's going to bring up 4th down and 11 from the Coconino 33, and they're sending in their punting unit right now.
And now Uriah Tenet going to go back to return the punt. 5:03 left to go in regulation. And again, Kelly, even though the Badgers didn't get any points on their last drive, they certainly took a lot of time off the clock.
Yes, this time they need to take some more time off the clock and advance the ball down the field. And
there's the punt. And that one is going to bounce and roll to a stop at the Badger 37-yard line. Dylan Collado with the punt for Coconino.
You notice they kind of punted away from Uriah Tenet, I should say, and the ball was not kicked very far at all. And then it took a Badger bounce once it hit the turf. So the Badgers are actually going to start on decent field position at their own 37-yard line.
And 4:51 remaining in regulation. Trips out to the far side for the Badgers. Tenet rolling to his left. And now he makes the turn, still holding on the ball, diving forward, and Tenet might have picked up a couple yards there.
Yeah, they're gonna say he only picked up a yard. But so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 9.
But he stays in bounds, and that keeps the clock running. 4:28 left to go in regulation. And again, Kelly, the Badgers in no hurry to get these plays off. Eli Allen, Johan Gunderman, Cooper Kassoon out to the near side for Prescott. Tenet from the gun. And now he's going to roll to his right. And thought about throwing the ball. Now he slips through a couple of tacklers and knocked out of bounds. No, he stays in bounds. Knocked down at the 40-yard line. But Uriah Tenet able to stay in bounds and keep that clock going.
So we're going to call it 3rd down and 6. The ball sitting at the Badger 41.
You know, big 3rd down play coming
I'm going
up
to
here.
give, John, I'm going to give kudos to the Coconino defense. It's been a while since we've seen people contain Uriah Tenet as well as Coconino has tonight.
Trips out to the far side for the Badgers. 3:15 to go in regulation. There's the get to Lloyd. He stiff arms one guy, and Lloyd run out of bounds near the 50-yard line. That should be good enough for a Badger first down.
Yeah, it was a misdirection play. Adam Lloyd going around right end. Picked up about 8 yards on the play. It's 1st and 10 Badgers at their own 49.
Only thing is that stops the clock at 3:10, but it's a Badger first down, and it keeps the drive alive. Ball right at midfield for Prescott. No, actually, they're going to set it back to the 49-yard line in Badger territory, it looks like.
Yeah, they did. They originally put it at the 50. The guy marked, the referee on the head linesman over here, marked it off on the 49, and they set it on the 50, and then they have set the ball back to the 49. 1st and 10 Badgers.
Gunderman out to the near side. Give this to Adam Lloyd. Lloyd goes up the middle, disappears among a mass of gold and white jerseys, but it looks like he did gain quite a few yards.
They picked up 4. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 6.
Tick, tick, tick. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in regulation.
The ball is sitting at the Coconino 47-yard line. 2nd down and 6.
And again, the Badgers just doing a little dawdling here, letting as much time peel off that clock as possible. Lloyd runs up the middle, dives forward, gets to about the 44-yard line. And here comes a penalty flag. You're right, Tanette looked like he was saying face mask on Coconino. And it looks like it is on Coconino. Let's see what the referee says. Yep.
That's exactly what it was. Face mask on the part of one of the Panthers.
That's going to put the ball at the Coco 39-yard line. 2:27 left to go in regulation. And whistles on the play, and it looks, I would imagine Coconino going to take a timeout here.
They just took a timeout.
So the clock stops with 2:16 left to go in the fourth quarter, 28-21. Badgers on top. By the way, folks, we're going to have more football for you tomorrow on KYCA as ASU is going to be at Oklahoma State. And they did change the start time of that game. It's going to be a 12:30 p.m. kickoff from OSU, which means the pregame show on KYCA will start at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow. So again, KYCA, ASU, and Oklahoma State football, 12:30 kickoff, 11:30 the start of our pregame show.
That was Coconino's first time out of the half. They have 2. The Badgers have all 3 of their timeouts left.
First and 10 for Prescott from the Coco 40. Tanette going to give that ball to Adam Lloyd, and Lloyd rushes up to around the 36-yard line. And Coconino going to burn their second timeout. Clock stops with 2:10 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Adam Lloyd picked up 2 yards on that play. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. And the ball is sitting right at the Coconino 37-yard line when play resumes.
By the way, folks, also tomorrow, along with ASU football here on KYCA, we have the Tri-City Sports Roundup for you. That starts at 8:06 in the morning, and we will have Coach Ephraim Bernard and players Ruby Jensen and Kate Wright from the Prescott volleyball team joining us live in the studio to kick off our slate of Saturday morning talk shows. Tri-City Sports Roundup at 8, Healthline with Dr. Hancock at 9, Drive Time AZ at 10, Eye on Prescott at 11. And there is the no. Tenet fakes the give. He's running up the far side, making the turn, and spins off one tackle. Tenet still on his feet, surges forward, down the sideline. Tenet at the 10, at the 5. Uriah Tenet into the end zone for the touchdown. And Uriah Tenet broke free of about 3 tackles at about the 30-yard line and sprints down the sideline for the touchdown.
37-yard run. He broke several tackles over there on the far sideline in front of the Coconino bench. And what can I say about Uriah Tenet?
That hasn't been said. But you know what, Kelly? He did commit to UC San Diego for basketball, but you got to wonder, there are a lot of college football coaches out there who would probably love to have Uriah Tenet on their roster for next season.
Oh, you bet. Well, one of the things that he's also good at, we stress how good he is with the on offense, but he's a heck of a defensive player too.
Yeah, I don't think that gets talked about enough, including by us, and we're up here calling these games.
Exactly.
So if anyone wants to yell at us for not talking about Uriah Tenet's defense enough, we'll gladly take that criticism. There's the extra point by Johan Gunderman, and it is good. 1:56 left to go in regulation, and the Badgers have increased their lead. It is now 35-21 in favor of Prescott. We'll take a 30-second break, and we'll be back with more from Bill Shepherd Field right after this.
Ann Wilson with Yavapai County Food Bank. No one should ever go to bed hungry, but with inflation on the rise, the need is greater than ever. Did you know that you can make a real impact and get an end-of-the-year tax credit for your generosity? $400 single and $800 married. Call 928-775-5255 today to donate to the Yavapai County Food Bank. Help us feed the hungry, support your community, and make a difference. That's 928-775-5255. Yavapai County Food Bank. Together, we can change lives.
Well, once again, folks, we have all borne witness to Uriah Tenet doing Uriah Tenet things, breaking about 3 tackles on the far side and then just turning on the afterburners and looking like an F-22 streaking into the end zone.
There was an unsportsmanlike penalty on the Badgers, maybe a celebration penalty, because instead of kicking off from the 40, they're kicking off from the 25.
Excessive celebration, the most useless penalty in the rule book. Let kids have fun, for crying out loud. As that kick is stopped around the 43-yard line, so good field position for Coconino. However, they're down by 2 possessions, and there's less than 2 minutes left to go in this ball game.
Might have been a good coaching decision to tell Gunderman not to kick it deep, the kickoff at this point of the game. He squig-kipped it, and that's why the Coconino Panthers are going to start 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
Now Coconino, talk about having your backs against the wall. Buckingham drops back, throws to the far sideline, and that play is batted away. And I believe that was number 12, KMT, Kenny Miller-Terry, knocking that ball down.
Good defensive work by Miller-Terry on the Panther pass receiver. 2nd down and 10 at the Coconino 43.
And now we're down to $1:52 left to go in regulation. Two receivers out to the near side. Buckingham steps back, throws downfield, intercepted by Uriah Tenet. Tenet at the 50-yard line, making the turn. Tenet at the 40-yard line, still on his feet. Tenet now tripped up at the 35-yard line as flags come flying in all over the place. And that was number 52, Jackson Guerrero, making the stop on Uriah Tenet. But Holy crud, Kelly. It looks like Big Bird exploded out there. We've got so many yellow hankies.
Major late hit on Uriah Tenet by 2 Coconino players. Not the player that tackled him, but 2 other players that came in on top of Uriah.
Actually, Kelly, I think along with the flags, one of the officials threw his hat down on the ground, too.
Yeah. Uriah intercepted that ball at about the 35-yard line and ran it back about almost 30 yards after the interception. The ball is right now at the Coconino 36-yard line. Now, that's before the penalty gets assessed.
And boy, oh boy, when that penalty gets assessed, Prescott's probably going to be very deep downfield.
All 5 of the officials on the game are huddled at about the 35-yard line of Coconino discussing, there could be not only a late hit, but it could be a helmet-to-helmet call again, targeting call. We'll see what happens
That's
here.
the second time we would have seen that against Uriah Tenet. By the way, for Uriah Tenet, that is his 6th interception of the season. And Kelly, we were just talking about what a great defensive player Uriah Tenet is. Everyone focuses on his offense, including us, but boy, oh boy, that guy has it going on defense as well.
Now, I want everybody to know, the listening audience to know, that Uriah certainly has had help from teammates to get to this point in the season. But I think it's a safe bet to say the Badgers will not be 8-1 after this game without Uriah Tenet. I think that's a valid point.
I think so too. And we get to look forward to seeing him play basketball in a few weeks. And again, as I said, Uriah Tenet committing to UC San Diego. In fact, it's kind of funny. I was here Wednesday getting my interviews with the Prescott football team and ran into Uriah Tenet, and me and Coach Kronenberg were talking to him, and Tenet goes, hey, you know what? The conference we're in, we play Hawaii. So we get to go to Hawaii every year. And me and Coach Kronenberg are just looking at each other going, okay, now we know why Uriah is going to UC San Diego, because he gets a free trip to Hawaii every year. Can't blame him for that. Well, now we're getting the penalties called. There was one called against the Badgers, Kelly, but it looks like there's those offset. We do have a personal foul against Coconino.
So obviously those are offsetting penalties. So it's going to be first down for the Panthers. And I was mistaken before. The ball's not on the Panther 36. It's on the Panther 43, where it'll be 1st and 10 Panthers. So obviously there was a personal foul against the Badgers, and then the late hit against Coconino on Uriah Tenet. So play is about to resume finally.
So it's still Coconino with the ball. And Buckingham being pursued. Now he's got room to run. He's trying to get to the sideline. Now he gets a first down and then some. And now Buckingham almost breaks free. And finally stopped at the 25-yard line. And what a sprint there by Buckingham.
About a 35-yard run by the Panther quarterback. It's 1st and 10 at the Badger 26.
And Coconino spikes the ball to stop the clock at 1:21. So, yeah, Kelly, so apparently I guess the Badgers got nailed with the foul before Uriah Tenet made that interception.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that last year, I believe, at Lee Williams, where Tenet had a big interception and then it got negated because of a penalty.
Yeah, and that it seemed like to assess the penalty it took about 10 minutes. The ball is sitting at the Badger 26-yard line, 1st and 10 Panthers.
And
So here we go.
And the Panthers down by 2 possessions. It's 35-21. Still life in him as Buckingham throws. There's the catch by Noble. Young Black Goat going toward the end zone. Oh, geez, we got a flag on the play again.
I think he was stopped just short of the goal line. I'm trying to figure out right now who caught that pass.
It was Noble Young Black Goat.
Was it? And he stopped right before the end zone. He just went down about 10 yards, broke across the middle. Buckingham threw a really great pass to him, and he runs all the way down to the 1-yard line. Let's see what the penalty is.
Third week in a row where it's just one penalty after another.
Oh, it's a face mask against the Badgers. So that will be half the distance to the goal. So the ball is sitting at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal, Coconino.
There's the give, and I think that's Ramirez with the ball, and Ramirez stops short of the goal line.
Yeah, the right side of the defensive front for the Badgers was able to stop him.
50 seconds left to go in regulation. Now what? Guess what, folks? Another penalty. Because why not?
I'm wondering if that was a false start or not.
Well, the referees are going to take their time and talk this over and talk. Oh, maybe this talk won't be going on for very long.
Offsides Prescott.
Yeah, half the distance to the goal, but that's going to move the ball, like 3 millimeters at this point?
Yeah. Certainly not more than 6 inches from the goal line.
.48 seconds left to go in regulation. And Coconino close to punching it in. And Buckingham going to run it in himself. And Coconino, 6 more points to them to make it 37-27 as they try to make a game of it here. As the final seconds ticking away, and Jose Miguel Villanueva will come on to kick the extra point. And, well, you can definitely bet that it's going to be an onside kick coming up for Coconino. Villanueva with the extra point attempt, and it's good. 48 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter, 35-28. Badgers on top. Still got a game going on here, folks. We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this.
Savings are in full view with great discounts on our American-made blinds and shutters here at Blind Brothers Arizona. Hi, this is Jeremy, and if your window treatments are in need of an upgrade, then now is the time to shop with us during our 45th anniversary sale. Save on Hunter Douglas and Lafayette product lines with a variety of blinds, shutters, and custom fabrics. Whether you've been with us since the beginning or just moved to town, we invite you to celebrate this milestone with us. Book a free consultation today and visit blindbrothersaz.com.
And we're back here. Final 48 seconds on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Well, I bet you Villanueva going to try for the onside kick. He does. And it's caught by Kenny Miller-Terry. And the Badgers get the ball back.
Yeah, you wonder if the kickoff man for the Panthers meant for that ball to get up in the air like that. Usually on an onside kick, you want the ball to run across the turf, and he just kicked the ball up. So the Badgers are going to have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line, and they're just going to simply run out the clock because Coconino's out of timeouts.
Yep. Uriah Tenet takes a knee. Well, now what? Or does Coconino have one more timeout left, Kelly?
Maybe they did. Yep. They did. They did. They had one more timeout. I was mistaken.
So now we just wait around some more. With 42 seconds left to go. This is like kind of last week's game, Kelly, where like the final minute of play took about 25 minutes.
We're going to have to. The scoreboard is still showing that Coconino has all of their timeouts left. That's not true.
Oh, no wonder we got confused up here.
Yeah.
So the Badgers will take another knee. Well, now we had an issue here where I think the clock was late to get started. But now this will bring up third down for Prescott. And they'll take a knee, and that's going to be all she wrote, as finally this game is going to come to an end. And the Badgers will go to 8-1 on the season as they get ready for their regular season finale next week as we take a short trip up to Cottonwood to take on Mingus. Clock hits 0. The handshake line is already formed. And we are done here with the regular season home finale for Prescott. Final score from Bill Shepherd Field, 35-28 Badgers. Let's take our final break here and come back to wrap things up after this.
Hello, friends. This is Travis Denton. When it comes to protecting your gutters from those pesky pine needles that never seem to land anywhere but inside your gutters, making a mess, make the wise choice, Arizona Seamless Gutters. We have the fix that will last a lifetime. Needle Guard. Never let a loved one get on a ladder and clean your gutters again. Let our family take care of that. Arizona Seamless Gutters. Locally owned and operated since 1981. Call us today, 928-778-1818 for a free estimate. Arizona Seamless Gutters. When it pours, we rain.
Back here at Bill Shepherd Field, John Rust, Kelly Court is with you. Final score, the Badgers with a 35-28 win. And I'll tell you what, Kelly, Badgers certainly had to work hard to get this win tonight.
Well, the Panthers actually outscored the Badgers in the second half, 14-7. It was 28-14 at the half, and the ball game ended up 35-28. And so anyway, the Badgers have got some stuff to work on. Got Mingus next week. I say this somewhat, what should I say? I don't really want to say this because I'm an old coach, but the Badgers should not have any problems at Mingus next week. And congratulations to these Badgers because they are now the Grand Canyon region champions, no matter what happens at Mingus next week.
And I believe
the Badgers are the Grand Canyon region champions.
What, the first time in about 12 years that has happened?
Since 2012. Mm-hmm.
And they do it here on senior night, their regular season home finale. Again, folks, final score here from Bill Shepherd Field. The Badgers with a 35-28 victory over Coconino. Join us again next Friday night. We'll be up in Cottonwood as the Badgers take on Mingus in the regular season finale. Kickoff 7 p.m. And the pregame show will start at 6:45. For Scott Harker back in the KYCA studios, for Jason and Susan Zaletta, and for my partner Kelly Cordes, I'm John Rust saying have yourselves a good night.